Yakan. Then I'm making new JMB. I am doing my people from across the globe. Yakan, let's talk Liberia. Then I'm making new JMB. Yakan, we got a lot to talk about here today. Then I'm making new JMB. Hey, God bless JMB. May this puppy live long. But God is so gracious to this country and grant us the leadership of President Joseph Yuma Boakai to continue for 12 consecutive years to set this country on the proper path. Then I'm making new JMB. You're welcome to the show. Liberia is indeed getting better. If anybody gets angry because I say that, I say no, my Liberia is rising. Nothing is going to stop the forward march of this republic. Nothing is going to hinder the growth that we seek. We will continue to salute President Joseph Yuma Boakai. President Joseph Yuma Boakai. If I've been promised to fix this country, and he said he will, nothing is going to stop President Boakai from fixing this country. President Boakai signed Cybercrime and Data Protection Act into law. And I will leave this on the screen for a second. This is what President Boakai said. I promise to fix this country, and I will. They're not making new JMB. They're not making Joseph Yuma Boakai, the boy from Wasanga, Lofa County. They're not making new one. They're not making President Boakai anymore. So we got to ride this wheel until the wheel falls off. Liberia must get better. I want to welcome all you guys across the country. President Boakai told the Liberian people, I promise to fix this country, and I will. And I will fix this country. A big salute to His Excellency President Joseph Yuma Boakai for putting my country first, for putting the people of the Republic of Liberia first. Let's celebrate this president. Let's salute this president. And I want you to join me to continue to pray for this president, because in this moment, in this time, Liberia desperately needs a president with steady hands that is not going to waver under any circumstance in the elevation of Liberia. This is what we need. He said he's going to fix this country, and he must fix this country. And may Allah is so kind to this country. When Jehovah God himself, if Allah himself is kind to our beloved Liberia, may God bless Liberia, and may the leadership fear God and do the people's bidding. I want to continue to welcome you guys to the show. My brother Moses T. Simwe is watching from Margibi County, Cox City. Welcome to the show. Vapa Solid Food, my brother, welcome to the show. How Evelyn Godaka, they're not making new JMB. Your type of thing, they're not making new JMB. Our JMB, they're not making different one. John Fala, welcome to the show. Patrick Wooler is here. Deborah Gibson, they're not making new JMB. President Boakai promised us that he's going to fix this country. He promised to fix this country. And nothing must stop this president. Liberia got to be fixed on every circumstance. Duana, my brother, welcome to the show. Comfort Bernard, welcome. I see Josephus Shaw Thomas out of Carisburg. Is it out of Carisburg? I think so. Yep. Out of Carisburg. Welcome to the show, man. Henry B. Kadima, welcome to the show out of the USA. Ernest Gaga is here. Welcome. Everybody, man. Joe Kabir, welcome out of Philadelphia. My own sister, Tere Cooper. Yeah, the Papa said he will fix this country. And nothing is going to stop the fixing of this country. Nothing is going to stop. The Papa said there's no sacred cows. Nobody. I don't care how connected you are, how big you are. If you stay in the way, if you are bent on destroying this country, we are going to find you. We are going to pursue you, and we will come after you with the law. I'm not the one talking. Listen to President Joseph Yuma Boakai himself. Y'all, welcome to the show, y'all.
And let me be clear and absolute. To those who seek to bring illegal drugs into Liberia to destroy the lives of our young people, let them hear me today. To those who believe Liberia can be used as a transit point for international narcotic trafficking, let them hear me as well. To those who believe that their positions, influence, wealth, or authority places them beyond the reach of justice, clean your ears and hear me today, well and be warned. We will identify you, we will pursue you, we will find you, and we will deal with you in accordance with the rule of law. There will be no sacred cows in this Joseph Remark Walker administration. No one who engages in criminal activity will be permitted to hide behind poverty, public office, political influence, business interests, and their family connections, or any other position of authority. So whether you are a government official, a law enforcement officer, a businessman, a custom broker, or an ordinary citizen, the law must apply equally to everyone. This is the life.
Councillor Oswald Wed, the Joint Security Team, all the security agencies across Liberia, we want to salute you today. Liberia must matter far above everything. This is how Jewel Howard Taylor should have gone to the police station today. I'm sick and tired of Liberia granting extra services to people because they hold certain position in the country. It is not a job against this woman, but if we are going to live the laws of Liberia, Jewel Howard Taylor should have gone today to the police station in handcuffs. In handcuffs. And this is how it's supposed to be done, because this is how it's done everywhere. Every time we grant them extra, reason why we call them. Look at the kind of demotion we're making today when the police were even trying to get them to go to the police station. You're listening for yourselves.
They told the police station. People got guns pointed at me. They told me the cars have an EPA for the police station. But the man proposed to call one of my agents out. I'm going to the police station. So the man said, I agree, I'm going for a party of my heart to put my sugar down. The man one to say no, they want to sort out our argument. So in fact, she want to get outside. So I said, no, don't get outside. And we thought EPA told you. Yeah. But we
take the picture of that thing, let me post it.
Video, man. No, not in for you, but I'm going to sing a fire. We in the car. We in the car with her now. No, the police want to care now. So I thought 112, so that'll be the call in the Congo. I want to know, we're not part of nothing. They are right with her.
Are the EPS people?
Yeah, he said we'll go straight to Central.
I'm going to my house first and wait for my lawyer. I'm not going to the police station without lawyer.
So I told her what to say, she go travel a suitcase. Huh?
And go get a lawyer, that important thing. Hello?
We read the Congo barrel, read the minister of health. So the police barricade won't Congo, go ahead and Congo too.
I'm going to my house first and wait for my lawyer.
So go straight to the police station.
I'm not going to any police station without lawyer. I'm not going to do it.
I didn't listen. But we're going to.
I'm going to the police station. Look at the thing they put away. Look at the thing they put away.
Oh, bueno, ahora sí.
Going straight to the house.
I know, man. I'm going nowhere.
I'm not going to the police station.
You know, this is the thing that pisses me off about Liberia. Jewel Howard Taylor is sitting in the car and lying, untrained police officers that they're pointing guns at her, which is a lie. You can see the video. The gun is pointed downward as it should be. I'm not going to the police station. I'm going to my home friend. Who are you? I'm going to be locking people that's valid never become president of that country. Who are you to tell the police you're not going? This is how Jewel Howard Taylor should have gone to the police station with all the evidence that was listed today against this woman. every single day. Every single day. This country's been destroyed. Our mothers die in this war. These people brought guns to Liberia, destroy Liberia, and the one to be giving extra treatment because they are connected. President Boakai, we'll continue to say this to you. Listen to Jua Howard Taylor when she was speaking about the drug issue. Now they knew the women that know about what was happening in Liberia. They're all I would be surprised if President Weah is not the chief importer of drugs into the country. No sacred cows. Listen to Jua Howard Taylor when she was in the studio talking about drugs. If to say she did not know how the drugs were coming to the country. Y'all listen to her.
The drug challenge. And I think all of us are disappointed with the way it's being handled. What you saw happen to Peachability. And I was saying to someone the other day, they need to release Peachability. You're buying your own marijuana, smoking it when you're having such a huge consignment of cocaine, laying it. Nobody knows where it came from, how it got here, how it was being shipped. There are some places in our country that the drug people have taken control. They bring their boats, they're drug by boats. Nobody can tell them what to do. So it's a real serious problem. There are communities where people know where the drugs are coming from, where they are being sold. The level where it is now, this thing has gotten somehow out of control, and we're having real serious issues. So I think the issues of drugs is an Achilles heel for this government.
Jua Howard Taylor talking about it's an Achilles heel of this government. She was part of the very cartel that were bringing drugs into this country. You know what these people did? They brought massive amount of drugs in the country to trap this administration. The entire aim was to trap the Joseph Boakai administration, and they are the very people out there calling it a cartel government. When they brought the drugs into the country, they said, oh, what a big fish, what a big fish. Now the big fish coming out, and they're saying, oh, that wish on, that this, that. You know what wrong? We'll not get too serious today, but we'll be serious at the same time. Because our country, for so long, some people were untouchable. Y'all listen to Bagube when you were in the studio, making all kind of music. Y'all listen to him small. We'll not get too serious, but we'll be serious at the same time.
Walk on the wall when living for the uncertainty. No security, everything is possible. You could be your mother, your father, even your sister. Let's stand together to fight this deadly disease now.
No, we will stand together to remove drugs from out of our country. It could be your sister. It could be the former president of the Republic of Liberia. It could be the vice president. It could be anybody. President Boakai said there will be no sacred cows, and he's lived up to it. And I wish he continues on that path. This papa made a promise to my grandchildren. He made a promise to your children. He made a promise to your grandchildren that he promised to fix this country, and he will. He must fix this country because Liberia got to grow. It doesn't matter how much you yell, how much you scream. This country will grow, and we will forge ahead because you know why? You go up, you come down. Liberia will go in front. No sacred cows. No sacred cows. And anybody will be screaming out there, you're about to listen to the Justice Minister of the Republic of Liberia, the Attorney General of our Republic. He listed point by point. So anybody who say wish on out there, you're lying to yourself. We are not going to listen to you. Your watch first. Former Vice President Jua Howard Taylor will go into the court. Going to the police station. One thing I hate with Liberian, we need to stop this. Anytime they arrest B-man, everybody run to the police station. Only that be the person when they carry him to the police station, and the lawyer should be allowed to enter the police station if we are going to take the issue of justice serious in Liberia. Let me talk again. Only the person that is being accused or the person who is a person of interest, he or she and his or her lawyer or lawyers should be allowed in the police station. Not every time Dick and Harry believe they can just go in the police station. Oh, I won't go to your law not carrying what inside.
The former vice president is wearing maroon. She's flanked by Kabina Janet, former associate justice of the Supreme Court of Liberia. The former vice president is being ushered in. Israel Akinsanya is there as well. Her protective details. Jua Howard Taylor now enters the headquarters of the Liberian National Police to face investigators. So there she is, climbing the stairs, and she has now entered the headquarters of the Liberian National Police. The heavily guarded
every day. As soon as somebody get arrested, there's a whole detail. You got everybody from MPP, all the other person, they come into the police station. We got to allow the police to do their work. We must allow the police to do their work. Everybody can be jumping, going to the police station just to be causing noise there. For what thing? For what thing? Jua Habatila not going to any kind of jungle. She's not going to the slaughterhouse like our brothers and sisters, like my mother was taken to the slaughterhouse in Liberia. When nothing came from inside, she's not going to get killed. She goes to the police station. And we sit down and we allow the thing to continue. The police used to discourage this. Only the person that is being accused and that person and the person lawyer can go to the police station. Not everybody where you know, but you can pack out in the police station for waiting. Tracy Wright, welcome to the show, mama. Justin, Gole, welcome to the show. Morgan Zawiya, Gabriel is here on his flight out of Rhode Island. Big brother, welcome to the show. Grace Foconia, Kaifa Yaman. Look, we went to Liberia today, and I led the way they were pushing some money from there. Y'all look at Zogo Grade, they were taking from the police station. All they want, y'all go park out to the police station. I led the police put in there today.
Outside the gate of the Liberia National Police.
Y'all put in also only the person that is being accused that should be over there. Not everybody when you pack out the police station, just say that your mind and party carry there. We need to stop this. Liberia gotta grow. Liberia gotta grow. Look, the thing we do about our society sometimes, my man, long time see you all. Patagoni. Hi, everything, my man. How's the family up in Texas? It's been a while. Yasa Jalachia is here. Aaron Bo, the Kimu P Sumo is here. Everybody, man. Mr. Kamara, Moses, Sayon, Grace, Basi, everybody. You're welcome. Look, I was listening today to former Senator of Bomi County. They dance that screaming wish on. Even though the Justice Minister listed everything. I will play him first and I will play the Justice Minister as it was being listed today. Let's listen to former Senator out of Bomi County, Sano. He said, Joel, what did that man? Hi, man. You're older than the woman, but you're calling her your man. I know some way you can do it like that.
Madam Taylor is a mother to me. And the standard bearer of the National Patriotic Party. And I've been first spokesperson for the Taylor family. I had to come to see her today.
Okay.
Were you given permission to enter the airport?
Of course, yes. I sat with her for like 30 minutes.
What exactly have you gathered so far from India?
Well, I think this arrest on the part of Madam Taylor is intended to put fear in the opposition, to intimidate people, well-meaning Liberians, who are fiercely speaking against the illicit drug in our country. Who are speaking of fear. I mean, I'm all of words, but I will try to put myself in order because it hurts me to see that happening to her. Because she was traveling today out of the country.
You know, people will come with this nonsense about fear-mongering. The government would just charge you with all those crimes simply because you spoke against the government. It has no validity. It has no reasoning. Hey, Christina Taylor, how are you doing, Mama? Welcome to the show. Thanks for being here. A political vibe is here. Unbreakable Hawa, Decanty, Born Great. Harmon, welcome to the show. Tana Cooper is here as well. Tracy Wright, I think I said her name already. All you guys, man, welcome to the show. Let's listen to the Attorney General of the Republic of Liberia as he speaks about the drug issue and lists the charges. Now, these are no small charges. So when anybody claiming out there that a person is simply being charged because they criticize the administration, it has no legal basis. It has no truth to it because this is not how these things work. And by the way, Madam Jewel Howard Taylor has not been charged. Has not been convicted of anything. She's not a criminal. She's just going through the process as it should be. This is what should be required in our society. The only thing that gets me excited today, we are pushing an era where there will be no B-man in Liberia. If you commit a crime, you must face the consequences. And whether those consequences are punitive or compensatory, you must face them. We cannot shield people in our country if we are going to grow our democracy. Let's listen to the Attorney General of the Republic of Liberia.
She has been charged with the following offenses. Under the Controlled Drug and Substance Act of 2023, violation of Section 14.83 unlicensed importation of a controlled drug or substance. Violation of Section 14.85, unlicensed sale, trading, administration, dispensation, delivery, distribution, dispatch, transit, and transportation of a controlled drug or substance. And violation of Section 14.93, illicit trafficking of a controlled drug or substance. Under Chapter 10 of the Penal Law of Liberia, violation of Section 10.2, criminal solicitation. Violation of Section 10.3, criminal facilitation. A violation of Section 10.4, criminal conspiracy. Under the Anti-Money Laundering and Terrorist Financing Law, violation of Section 15.2, money laundering. The government further announces that the following alleged members and organizers of the same transnational narcotics network have been similarly charged in absentia. 1. Nicola Avensi, a Croatian national. 2. Rehovil Brovik, a Croatian national. And 3. Tara Zeriko, a Ukrainian national. We have the pictures here for your information. We'll be circulating them.
I want people to understand, to get a grand jury indictment, especially on a former sitting vice president of the Republic of Liberia, is no small feat. Let me say that again. To get a grand jury indictment on the former vice president of the Republic of Liberia is no small feat. You have to have your ducks in order. You have to have the evidence. The grand jury has to review the evidence. The evidence has to be sufficient and convincing evidence. It cannot be something that you just don't understand way. It has to be almost greater than the average person, because the person after whom these charges are being brought. So this is no small feat. When somebody yet come on and say, oh, the vice president, I personally feel this is how she should have gone to the police station today, and that's how she should be. There is a reason for that. She went like this, but she should have gone like this. This is what is important in Liberia, because we have to make sure Liberia is elevated above all else. This is important. This is important. Before we start the show to them, and most of the guys are still coming in here, let me just recognize somebody said, oh, do I to start the show? As soon as the guys come in, we're going to start the show, but we normally start the show around 4:30. And I want to welcome Augustus C.H. Daplika is here, Joseph Bina is here, Bribri Tubeless. Is it Tubeless Tubercurse? Tubercurse or Tubecurse? Joseph, I think I said your name, Simani, George, Shelton is here, Vera Yata Walker. My own Jew is here, Cleopatra, Maria Clark. Cleo, what's popping with you? How's everything with you? Tracy Wright is here, Jonathan Collin, Kuma Aladi is also here. All you guys, man, welcome to the show. We're going to be talking Liberia. Like I said, we'll be serious, but we'll not be too serious today. You know, yeah, that last more before I start the show. There was a time of talking this song. We were born serious people in our own country. But y'all serious people? Y'all on serious people. Y'all on serious people. Me, I can't wait, because I know the thing is not going to stop, because the president said no stone will be left unturned. I know it will land right on the doorstep of Begube himself. We are not looking back. Liberia will go ahead. You go or you come down. This will not be a drug state. This country will forge ahead, because we must build a great society that we can leave to our children, because Liberia is a place of such great importance. Before we start the show, man, I want to recognize the radio stations from across the country. I want to welcome all you guys wherever you are watching from across our beloved homeland, all 43,000 square miles of it. I want to say welcome to Classic FM out of Kakata Magibi County. Thank you for relaying the show. We appreciate your presence. From Mikak City Radio Margibi, also out of Kakatan, Margibi County, voice of Lofa way out there in Lofa County. We say you guys welcome on board. Peace FM out of Habel Radio Kwatike out of Bangabon County. Welcome to the show. Blij Radio, way in Grand Bassa County. We say thank you for joining this conversation. Most of you guys in Grand Bassa County, remember, always elevate the volume, turn the volume up. I want to say big shout out to Premier FM out of Banga, Radio Gompa in Ganta, Nima County, Radio Yalima out of Secretary Nima County. Thank you for relaying the Showtop FM out of Zweju, Grand Jita County, Radio Sano way out there in Greenville, Sando County, thank you. Smile FM means Wedru Grangida County, Radio Butor. The ever-present Radio Butor, we say big shout out to you way out there in Sando County. Trust FM out of Bombing County, Punch FM in Mosorado, of course, Bourgeois Radio, DC 101. We always love to extend an invitation to any radio station in the country that's in a dead zone where the show is not being relayed. We say reach out to us. We will make sure we get it out there to you. And Liberia must get better. And as always, man, somebody put in a special request, an ode to Senator Amara Kone. Yeah, that rocks small, man. You're welcome to the show before we start the show.
An ode to Senator Kone. Is he a psychic? Or an insider? Who wants to snitch? How does Senator Kone know the chain the cartels hide? The State Department says one player cannot know every face inside. But he knows who walks free and who the system lets go. Tell us, Senator, how you see what investigators don't know. How does he know? How does he know? He talks about the cartel like an insider in the show. If you have the names, if you have the proof, why Facebook Senator? Turn over the truth. He goes on Facebook, not naming names, but speaking with such certainty. Does that hurt the cartel or help it weaken what the public sees? If you want arrest, turn over evidence. Let justice do its part. Because undermining trust and give the cartel exactly what it wants. How does he know? How does he know? He talks about the cartel like an insider in the show.
Class Reloaded, the #1 online show that brings the truth. Showcasing J&B and JKK progress all across the country.
The Class Reloaded, we are online every day. Showcasing progress the Liberian way.
Well,
J&B and JKK, they're making the way. The Class Reloaded, we're shining today.
From Monrovia City to the other counties, development talk shake the country. We talk the truth, we don't lie. The rescue mission making people smile. Roads getting better, schools better, electricity stable, no more hoping. We see the change, we see the light. Unity Party doing things right. Who talk the facts?
The Class Reloaded.
Who bring the vibe?
The Class Reloaded.
Support development.
The Class Reloaded.
Who better arise again?
Oh yes we can.
Who talk the facts?
The Class Reloaded.
Who bring the vibe?
The Class Reloaded.
Support development.
The Class Reloaded.
Who better arise again?
Oh yes we can. The The Class Reloaded, we are online every day.
Every day.
Showcasing progress the Liberian way.
Well, JMB and JKK, they're making the way. The Class Reloaded, we shining today. Turn up the sound, let the people dance. Liberia progress, we get the chance. No fake news, we bring the proof. The Class Reloaded, always in the booth. From social media to the street corner, everybody talking about the new order. Respect to the hosts, they keeping it real. Liberia future, that's the deal. The Class Reloaded,
Truth.
Liberia rising,
Progress.
JMB and JKK,
Develop.
the rescue mission, we move soon.
The Class Reloaded.
True.
Liberia rising.
Progress.
JMB and JKK.
Develop, the rescue mission, we move soon.
Our people, let's begin the show. We're going to talk Liberia. My guys are here for us to continue to talk about this country. Liberia forges ahead. Nothing is going to stop the progress march of this country. The president has made a promise to us, the Liberian people. From the very inception of his presidency, he said, I promise to fix this country, and I will. And sometimes tough decisions have to be made. Those decisions are going to be made. At the end of the day, everything is being made within the confines of the law. Nobody, under any circumstance, is being witch hunted. I explained to you what it takes to get an indictment. This is no small feat. And anybody out there, everybody been requesting for big fish. When the fish, you know, when the nets, when they get a hole inside, some people escape. But the net is so wide, some people get caught in the process. And at the end of the day, Liberia is rising. And for me, the only thing I care about is about the upward elevation of our beloved homeland. There should be no sacred cows. And the president himself has said this repeatedly. No sacred cow. If it leads to Dwalu's doorstep, come after Dwalu. And let Dwalu's clay, go to the court. And that's what it's going to be doing going forward. Now, welcome to the show, Patrick. How we doing, my brother Blair? Welcome. All you guys from across the country, I want to welcome you as the guys come in here. We will talk Liberia. We will elevate this country. And we are not going back ever again. For as long as we live, our children will inherit a better Liberia. And for me, it can make me happy. Bowie. Patrick, what's popping, my man?
Thank you. I don't know. For some reason, I don't like it when you put us in your blue team.
Oh, like that?
You know, when I'm watching the show on Facebook and I see it like this, I don't see clearly the
So you like it this way?
Yeah. When other people
come, but when more people come out, it will go to the same way anyways.
But anyway.
When more people come out,
thank you very much.
Yeah.
I don't know whether I should begin, but let me just say thanks.
So much. Begin regarding anything. You can skip over what we're going to, because we only got one topic on the book tonight. Because it got so many angles, but anything else you want to talk about?
So let me just say today has been a very historic day for Liberia. A lot of people are excited about today, but this is not strange in the sub-region. In 2018 of July, right next to Sierra Leone, the former Vice President Victor Ford was arrested and charged with corruption. He was put in handcuffs. Just in Sierra Leone, 2018, he was arrested. In Liberia, this hasn't happened in a long while. The last time this happened was under Madam Sirleaf when Mr. Taylor flew from Nigeria. They flew Mr. Taylor, he didn't fly by himself, from Nigeria to Liberia and then put in handcuffs and taken away. But for a Liberian leader to exercise the kind of audacity to dare and the courage to stand, is Joseph Yuma Boakai carrying that accolade. And we like to give it out to the president for a strong political will. He has always said consistently. In fact, he made a remark during the last commissioning ceremony of magistrates and justices. And he said, for those of you who think that you can use your influence, your authority, your wealth, your position to bring drugs into the country, we will find
I think we should play that. Let's play it, Patrick.
I think we should do it right now.
Let's play again for the president when he was speaking about that very issue you just raised. Let's listen to the president. Just continue. Welcome to the show, Blair. Send that stuff to me through Facebook.
And let me be clear and absolute. To those who seek to bring illegal drugs into Liberia to destroy the lives of our young people, let them hear me today. To those who believe Liberia can be used as a transit point for international narcotic trafficking, let them hear me as well. To those who believe that their positions, influence, wealth, or authority places them beyond the reach of justice, clean your ears and hear me today, well, and be warned. We will identify you, we will pursue you, we will find you, and we will deal with you in accordance with the rule of law. There will be no sacred cows in this Joseph Nima Walker administration. No one who engages in criminal activity will be permitted to hide behind poverty, public office, political influence, business interests, and their family connections, or any other position of authority. So whether you're a government official, a law enforcement officer, a businessman, a custom broker, or an ordinary citizen, the law must apply equally to everyone. This is the life.
Patrick, back up to you. Welcome, Councilor Mine. I want to say welcome to you, Mr. Namwe. How are you doing, sir? Patrick, back to you.
What a president. Yeah. What a strong political will. What an audacity to dare. Let me also say that many people don't know that this president is even more stringent on us as officials of government. I can tell you recently, I had to make a quick private trip. This was not a public, a government trip, a private trip. When I reached to the airport in the morning, the immigration guy, for some strange reason, started looking at my passport and told me, can you come in the office? And I went in the office. He said, can I get your authorization to travel? I said, no, but I'm not going on a government trip. I'm going on a private trip. And then I had to make a call to the mansion to give me authorization before I made a private trip. No public official in the Republic of Liberia makes a private trip right now without notifying His Excellency the President. So that's how stringent he is, not only with others, but with us. We have a blessing. I like to say that today, has been a very great day in the history of Liberia, even though in the sub-region, this should not be strange. I just referenced in Sierra Leone in 2018, Victor Fall, former vice president, was arrested on charges of corruption in Liberia. The culture of impunity is entrenched, and the same people who will shout, arrest the big fish, arrest the fishes, the big ones, will be the same people who will say, hey, yeah, I saw that when former chairman Judy Bryant, was going to prison. I saw the very people who said the NTGO government were corrupt, where the very people standing and said, hey, man, they carry a whole former head of state to jail. I saw that happening. But we get to the point where we know that no one is above the law. And because you know that no one is above the law, that alone instills discipline and instills fear in you. You know that you are not above the law.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We want to say welcome to Blair. It's up to you, my brother.
I will plead you in that my intro. That's my intro. Yes.
Walk on the wall when living for the uncertainty. No security. Everything is possible. You could be your mother, your father, even your sister. Let's stand together to fight this deadly disease now.
Blair, it's up to you. We can play the whole video, but go ahead. That's the one I was previously
Yeah, the
uploaded.
fact here is that people sat in that country and said the man was a for-profit and the man predicted the future. What kind of what we live in? No security, anything, everything. So I just wanted to tease her a little bit for all the lot. But this is serious, Dwalu.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus Yuma Bwaka said there were things that didn't happen in this country before and they will happen.
Good. We want to see it.
And this is what is happening. I don't think, honor the law says everybody is equal. There is nobody who has some special treatment when it comes to alleged crime or that when crime is committed. I think she had a little bit of leverage today because those guys also saw her maybe as a first lady, former vice president of the Republic of Liberia, and she resisted going or following lawful orders, and she went home. They would not have done it. But what is good here is that President Bwaka is setting the precedent that any president after him, any president that will come, they will do the same thing. Because if you come tomorrow and you are smelling something here in this government, you will know that high decisions were made to right-size the country. And you will have to make tougher decisions also. What we are talking about, it nearly crippled this country. The beginning of this thing was the Cooch and other street drugs. Dwalu. We saw what it did to young people. And the effort that this president made to get rid of these street drugs. Many of these young people's lives are being saved today. Most of them are off the street, thanks to people like Abraham Darrows DeLon also. What if these people had left it up to this period, Dwalu? Where our country was ready open to cocaine, to draw logs, to death transship. There is a second that was in command that is on an allegation. Until she's guilty. She has judged guilty. You know, many people should understand what our security people go through from the seaport, the airport, the land port, our police, the Coast Guard, the Army, the Border Patrol. These people, like I said last night, Dwalu, they leave the comfort of their beds every day. The police. As I learned, the rain started at 5 o'clock in Monrovia. I saw the video where the police is in the rain directing traffic. The other people are in a warm bed, but yet we have people who are elected and they take off to protect this country. And their salary, if you look at what the police make, if you look at what the Coast Guard makes, if you look at what the immigration makes, if you look at what the fire service make, people like Amara and Henry Snow and all of the other people, these people's salary can come from within a salary over 20 times and you will still have some pluses left. But yet, most of these people choose to disregard, disrespect, and denigrate these people's sacrifices they make to our country to make them safe and protect their lives every day. And every well-meaning Liberian must stand up to these bullies because we have people who protect us. They do not have the hardware, the equipment, but they sacrifice their lives that sleep every night to protect you and myself.
Thank you, Blair. Thank you so much. More welcome to the show. Honorable Nangwe and my brother Abraham, welcome. And glad that you mentioned that. Before we go down to consider mine, the rest of the guys that are just coming, I want to play the video that would not be allowed to happen in any other country. If the police wants to arrest you, you can tell the police where you want to be arrested, where you want to go first. She was granted that latitude, so to speak, but then again, she was abusing it in the same process. And listen to the former vice president when the police were stopping her. When it was raining today.
They told the police station. Police station. But the man people in the code, one of my agents out.
I'm not going to no police station.
So the man said, I agree, I'm going. I'm going for a party of my heart to put my sugar down. The man one time said no, they want to sort out. So she finds she won't get outside. We started, no, don't get outside. And we thought anywhere told you. Yeah. But we
take the picture of that thing, let me post it.
Video, man. No, not for you, but I'm quite a cigar far. We in a car. We in a car with her now. No, the police want to care now. So I thought 112, so that'll be the call in the Congo. I want to night, we're not part of nothing. The other are right with her.
Are the EPS people?
Yeah, he said we'll go straight to Central.
I'm going to my house first and wait for my lawyer. I'm not going to the police station without lawyer.
So I told her what to say, she went to travel suitcase. Huh?
And go get a lawyer. That important. Hello?
We read the coconut barrel, read the minister of health. So the police barricade the whole Congo, go have a Congo too. So
I'm going to my house first and wait for my lawyer.
So go straight to the police station.
I'm not going to any police station without lawyer. I'm not going to do it.
I didn't listen. But we're going.
I will go to the police station. Look at the thing they put to it. Look at the thing they put to it.
Enough. I believe Juma Howard Taylor is a lawyer because everybody's a lawyer in Liberia. You can still go to the police station and not say a word until your lawyer comes to the police station. Okay, that's one thing that can really drive me crazy. Honorable Mom, welcome to the show, sir. How are you doing?
Thank you, Dwalu, and let me say good evening to the panelists for the show this evening. And as usual, let me say good evening to all of our people listening and viewing us today. In Liberia and across the world, it is a good day, and I'm glad to be here, and to be part of the discussions.
Thank you, Councilor Ma. Look, Lucy, listen. Let me tell you a thing. I've been talking a lot of things that I haven't before. We're happy. Mo, how you doing, my brother Abraham? Let's hear from you. Thank you for removing the glasses so the people can give me a hard time in the thread. They can see your eyeball. The post you can be sleeping away wearing that shit. I bring the evidence to you, Banchi. What's up? Welcome to the show.
No, let me say thank you to all of our panelists for appearance tonight. And let me say good evening to all of our viewers. Make sure that you share this show. And but Duadu, what is some of my it is to just tell the president thank you, yeah. To just make it very, very much simple. To tell the president, thank you plenty.
So the president.
The president is doing well. The president said it that there will be some things that were happy that had never happened before. So I'll wait for the discussion to be able to start, and so that we can be able to dive into the discussions. But this is a good way to start our country. This is a good way. And I strongly believe that the late President William V.S. Stockman, today he will be very much glad in his grave. And the last of the late President William Aaron Tower, he will be very much glad today in his grave because of the things, the development that is happening in our country, because of the decade that is happening. So I'll wait for us to be able to start the discussions. Yeah.
Thank you, Abraham. Thank you. For me, I say Allah is great. Our country is being turned around. It will take a lot of talking. Some people will get mad, but at the end of the day, Liberia will be elevated. Mo, Honorable Pia, welcome to the show. Mo, welcome to the show, man. Brother, it's nice to have you back home. How are you doing? You're following what happened in the country today. I saw a post on your Facebook page you put there. I said nothing today, you. Where is me? Boy, I don't know where is me.
It means I didn't say anything. My yeah, I was just following event. We got up. I was on my way to work, and then I heard Minister Pia on EABC breaking the news, and then I saw on Punch FM page. So yeah, I mean, I've been shocked the whole day. That's why I couldn't say anything. really shocked, because there are certain things you don't expect. When they happen, you become genuinely shocked. You know, sometimes certain things can happen to you, and you the one that people can say you are loss of words.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what to say. So I've been thinking whole day what they gonna say. So at the end of the day, I didn't say anything, because I was just reading through Facebook, but there's this one post from one of our friends that really got me laughing. That's what I wanted to say for my opening.
Who's Steven Johnson?
No, not Steven Johnson from Augustus. He reposted a post from Carrasco
Mm.
and just said you were right. So Carrasco made a post here one other time. He said, some of you will eventually bow your heads in shame when more evidence comes to light on this cooking situation that have taken over our country under the rescue officials' supervision. We inside. So I think when this news happened today, Augustus is say went and look for this post. And he just reposted and said, Sekou Carrasco Damaro, you were right. And then somebody came under a Obed said he was absolutely right. He knows his people. His next post will be about how Jamaica Resort will bow its head in shame. And it got me laughing. So that shock today, something that we didn't see coming at all. They were talking about, big people from the past government, and they've been knocking down all the BB people that deputed. I didn't think that it was going to go this high up. So
For me, I expected
but
it.
yeah, the minister is here. He has been in the forefront of the news thing. It will be good to
hear from him.
Yeah,
and also Stevie Johnson posted it today, and I thought it made a lot of sense. I posted it. Stevie says you can't have it both ways. You can't demand investigations into top officials and then cry intimidation the moment the anti-drug crackdown hits close to home. Pick a lane. Pay one side where you don't like it. Before the minister come in, I want to play the entirety of the announcement from the Attorney General of Liberia as he was reading out the charges against the former vice president of Liberia before he comes in and comment. Let's listen to the Attorney General of the Republic of Liberia.
She has been charged with the following offenses. Under the Controlled Drug and Substance Act of 2023, violation of Section 14.83, unlicensed importation of a controlled drug or substance. Violation of Section 14.85, unlicensed sale, trading, administration, dispensation, delivery, distribution, dispatch, transit, and transportation of a controlled drug or substance. And violation of Section 14.93, illicit trafficking of a controlled drug or substance. Under Chapter 10 of the Penal Law of Liberia, violation of Section 10.2, criminal solicitation. Violation of Section 10.3, criminal facilitation. A violation of Section 10.4, criminal conspiracy. Under the Anti-Money Laundering and Terrorist Financing Law, violation of Section 15.2, money laundering. The government further announces that the following alleged members and organizers of the same transnational narcotics network have been similarly charged in absentia. 1. Nicola Avensi, a Croatian national. 2. Mehovil Brovik, a Croatian national. And 3. Tara Zeriko, a Ukrainian national. We have the pictures here for your information. We'll be circulating them.
And before the minister come in, because Councilor Mao explained to her, hopefully, what it takes to get an indictment, especially a grand jury indictment that was brought down on the former VP, because I know it takes a whole lot to get that, especially for a high-ranking or former high-ranking official in our country, because we know the brouhaha that will be surrounding that indictment. So it has to be pristine. It can have no dirt on it. So everything around this case, for me, I would believe what the Attorney General is saying, because it took a lot of work. Remember now, the Americans are involved. The Homeland Security is involved. The FBI is involved. The DEA of the U.S. government is involved. All our security agencies are involved. The Moroccans are involved. The Europeans are involved. So it's not just one person. There were a lot of surveillance. They didn't just go one day and they said they were arrest the former vice president. It took a lot. And I want people to understand that. Honorable Pierre, your intro, sir, regarding anything that has been going on so far.
I'm not sure I want to have an intro on other issues that have been happening. I know the class reloaded posted that I was going to be here with you. I didn't want to email that, even though there was no prior conversation. So I had to come and show face so that we form part of the conversation for a while before going home to rest. It's been somehow tedious. You know, yesterday was press conference. We had press conference. We had to have press conference today. We have a press conference tomorrow. So it's a lot that is required to do all of this, because what we have been doing lately is to try to put our foot down. We cannot be a single government and with a lot of experienced people and allow some of our processes to be fragmented. I know all of you on the show has some concerns about how involved the communication actors in government were in the different things that were going on. We assured you that we were going to make the appropriate representation to ensure that we rein in things in a way that the government looks strong, solid, united, and speaking with one voice. We have a national platform for communication. We've insisted that our platform needed to be respected. It doesn't matter whether we would do the direct communication or somebody else, but the platform should be used. We're glad that all of those things are falling in place, and and people are noticing that. Like I said to you yesterday on the show, I was at the function, the independence of the Republic of India. When a key diplomat in our country walked up to me to commend us for what he believed was effective communication surrounding the drugs. Not often you get that from your own people. They will only look for the negative. They will not point to the one that is being done properly. So even if your own people are not watching, our friends, our partners, our allies are around, they are watching. And they take the government serious. And that's one thing I'm proud of. And all of those who are members of this administration should be proud of. When the different issues are brought about on the drugs business, and I see people with all the different theories, the conspiracies talking, and the uninformed speculations and all taking place, I wonder what world they live in. Because we, Dualu, will not want to do something wrong. Then we tell FBI, say we won't do wrong thing, but can't be with us. We tell the USDA to say they drop any that own in the country, we want to do it taka way, but can't be here. And all the other actors that are here, we tell the people from Netherlands, from Kigali, from Morocco, and everywhere, we say we want to do tabata with it, but still come and see. And when some of them came, all of the digital evidences that we had were given to them for analysis and all of that. So somebody who wants to do something sinister will not do that. And one assurance, having spoken to prosecutors, having talked deeply with law enforcers, etc., the government will not rush into convicting or charging anybody if we don't believe in the sufficiency and preponderance of our evidence. We've insisted that when we reach the conclusion of charging people, it will be able to withstand judicial scrutiny. We want to continue to emphasize that. As the Justice Minister said, we note that under our own legal system, when a person is charged, it is presumed that you are innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. It is that process that will be followed in all of the different charges and indictments that have been made. We want to continuously ensure one reason why we're not in a rush, why we're not just throwing charges around like you divine donor to people, is because we're careful in analyzing and collecting our evidence so that when we do so and we walk in a court of law, we're convinced that the law will be on our side. So I think that's how I want to
Thank you.
start.
And we're going to thank you, Honorable Minister. Honorable Ma, we're going to come to you because our people got to understand how one attains an indictment. What really goes into that? Because these charges are pretty heavy. Because I want to dispel the myth or the claims out there that there is any form of witch hunt associated with this. Because she was a former vice president, we know there is a lot. We just played the Attorney General's reading the indictment against the former vice president. They're quite lengthy. What really goes into that? How does one attain an indictment before that person is charged?
Dualu, before I get to that, I think it's important to make these comments because I've also followed and I have heard and viewed a lot of the comments and statements being made about the mode of arrest of the former vice president. And, you know, I think in passing, the police inspector general mentioned it. You know, there's absolutely nothing wrong with the mode of arrest of the former vice president. I think the police acted within the confines of the law. As a matter of fact, if you read the criminal procedure law, especially section 10, that focuses on the arrest of suspects, you will see that I'm sure because of her stature and her position she held in the country, from a senator, in fact, from a former first lady to a senator and then to a former vice president, the courtesy that was given was even to allow her to have sat in her car, you know, because the law clearly says that when the peace officer, the law enforcement officer goes to arrest you, they must restrain you. So they would normally have taken you out of your car, put you in handcuffs and all that, and put you in their car. The law says that once the offense is a felony, which this offense is, you can be arrested any time of the day or night and at any place in the Republic of Liberia. So when some people say, but she was at the airport traveling, and you go arrest her, why you didn't let her travel and all that. Once the offense is a felony, and you cannot determine for the police when to effect that particular kind of arrest. The police also was under no obligation legally to inform anybody that they are under investigation. As a matter of fact, we all have heard and listened to the joint security that says that this is an open and ongoing investigation, and that wherever the evidence will lead, they will follow it. And if it's you, they will bring you in. So it is sometimes for a courtesy, or if the police believe that they want to hear from you, they will invite you. Invite is different from arrest. When the police invites you, they will tell you, please come to the police station on this particular day. We need to question you, or in relations to certain things that we believe we want to know about these certain things. When they question you, they may let you go, or they may continue asking you to come back until they are satisfied. At the end of that process, if the police is convinced that they have reasonable cause to have you charged, they will charge you. And at that instant, they will tell you cannot leave. If they don't, they will tell you, thank you for your cooperation. You can go back, as at this time, the police doesn't have anything against you. So when people speak about the mode, and the video you play where the former vice president was insisting that she cannot go to the police station, she has to go to her house and wait for her lawyer, that is not in her purview to do. And that's why I said it was the courtesy for which they allow her to sit in her car and ask her to join the police convoy to drive to the police station. Your lawyer can always come and meet you. All she had to do was to call her lawyer, Because even if you couldn't get your lawyer at that point in time, you reach to the police headquarters, they will inform you of your Miranda rights. They will tell you have the right to remain silent, not to say anything. And even if you don't have a phone, you can ask the police to call your lawyer, and they will allow you to call your lawyer from the station. So you should have called a lawyer, and a lawyer would have gone to meet her at the station. And I think also the EPS officers did their professional duty to call their office or whoever the bosses were, I heard the communication, and to report what was going on, because they have a duty to protect her also under the law. And they didn't want a clash with the Liberian National Police, and that's a joint security investigation. So I think what they did, so I think all the whole process was in the confines of the law, and everything went smoothly as it's supposed to have. You cannot determine to the police where you want to go, how they want to carry your luggage home, wait for your lawyer before you go there. It was not an invitation; it was an arrest. So they didn't ask her to come on her own accord. They went for her because they realized she was traveling out of the country. To the question you raised, Dualu, the first thing is that before an indictment is drawn, a charge is proffered against you. So the police will conduct its investigations, and when they find probable cause that you have committed the offense that they are being investigating, the police will charge you. And the charge is just a summary, especially for a felonious crime like this. That charge is for them to move you from now the police to the court, and in every instance it will go to the court of first instance, which will be a magisterial court within that vicinity. So I assume that tomorrow the former vice president will be taken to the Monrovia City Magisterial Court, where she will be presented before the court with those charges. Now, the court would then look at the charges, because the charges, the offense is a non-bailable offense. The court will then commit her to the Monrovia Central Prison. You remember one time I said it here that the police cannot put people in the Monrovia Central Prison. The police have no authority and no legal power to send anybody to the Monrovia Central Prison. The Monrovia Central Prison, people only go there by the courts, the mandate of the court.
Mm-hmm.
And then once that charge is there, what normally happens now is that the files that the police have gathered with all the investigative report, it is transferred to the circuit court, the higher court that is responsible to try that case. In this particular instance, it will be Criminal Code C. They will transfer that file. And when they transfer that file, now the prosecution will go to the grand jury for an indictment. The indictment now spells out all the offenses. So, for example, what the minister has listed under the drug, the Substance Abuse Act of Liberia, all those particular, each one of them, the indictment will be detailed. That's why I say normally it's good for us to get the indictment, because the indictment tells the whole story. It will tell you on this particular day, this is what you did, this is what you did, and this your action led for you to violate this particular provision of the law. It will come to everything. It is that indictment that we present to the grand jury to say this is what we believe. And the indictment is the government narrating the story in detail for the grand jurors, who are Liberians, also to look at it and say, okay, we agree with you that this person has a case to answer. The grand jury doesn't tell the person they are guilty.
Right.
They say that this person has a case to answer with this crime. And then they vote and pass it, which is a true bill, what they call a true bill. They agree on the indictment, and that indictment now sets the formal charge or the formal proceedings that will be gone before the court. It is that indictment, every count in that indictment, that the government will have to prove beyond reasonable doubt. Also, before the grand jury, the government can present that file. The grand jurors can look at it and say, but this thing you present to us, the story you are narrating about the action the person did, it doesn't show that the person did anything. And that's where normally the grand jury will pass what they call a bill of ignoramus. That means they say, we agree with the government that we can indict this person, so they will not indict the person. So that is what the indictment will be. So the indictment will spell out definitely everything.
And I think I heard the police IG say that, or all the minister of justice and attorney general say that the indictment will be a sealed indictment, which means that once they're getting that indictment from the grand jury, what they would do is that now they would take that indictment, and when they properly arraign the accused before the big court that's supposed to try that case now, that is when they will open the indictment and give the whole indictment, because they got to give it to the person to prepare the defense and what have you. So that is the process. In the meantime, I'm sure, just as we saw in the $19 million case, especially with what's his name, King, I'm sure her lawyers by tomorrow will be making a motion to the court for what we call preliminary examination. The lawyer will be asking for preliminary examination. That is because the matter is a non-bailable offense. The lawyer will want to tell the magistrate that, look, please look at these things here. We don't think the government has enough case for the woman to answer. It is not trying the case,
correct,
but it's for the magistrate to listen to the government and say, okay, you say the woman here, you charge the woman for this thing. Just tell the court here on what ground you think she did this offense. It will be certain things that the government will say. For the magistrate will say, okay, but then I convinced that the case here, I need to transfer it because this woman has to answer. If you cannot convince the magistrate and the magistrate is not clear that this person has anything to answer, the magistrate there can dismiss the case. So that is where the process will go. All right. And I believe that tomorrow, right now that she's being charged and it's a non-bailable offense, she's not going home tonight. So tomorrow, I believe that she will be escorted to the Monrovia to the Monrovia City Court. And I don't think the preliminary examination motion will be starting tomorrow. So I am most definitely sure that the judge will remand her to the Monrovia Central Prison. If her lawyers file for preliminary examination, then that will be held. If the judge ruled that he's transferring the matter to Criminal Code C, the file to Criminal Code C, then she's going to be in jail until the whole case is done and dusted.
Thank you. Just quick question before I go up to Patrick. So in Liberia, the magisterial court is the court of first instance. Is that how you say it? It's the first place you go. Then from there it goes to the circuit court for trial.
Yeah, because there are certain level of cases that the magisterial court cannot handle. It's beyond their jurisdiction.
Beyond the jurisdiction.
Especially felonies and these they are beyond the magisterial court jurisdiction. They only handle mostly misdemeanor cases.
Misdemeanor cases. The final question before I go up to Patrick. Hey guys, if you have any questions, let me know as well. I forget what it was called, but if a grand jury takes a look at the evidence, they have the power to set that evidence aside and say it's not sufficient for indictment. That's what you said, correct?
Yeah,
I forgot what it's called. What's it called again?
Pass a bill of ignoramus.
Ignoramus, right? But the magisterial judge also has that power as well to set aside
for preliminary investigation. So, for example, let me give you an example. So, for example, Councilor Ma is accused of rape. All right, and they say you raped a 12-year-old child, and because it's a non-bailable offense, Councilor Ma goes and he prefer the charge, and he said, I didn't do it. And then they go to the court, the processing to court, and I ask for preliminary examination. Then the government says on August 24th, during the holiday at this time, the man took this 12-year-old girl to the house, and this is what happened. And then I say, but it is not possible because on August 24th, I was in America. I was not in Liberia. I came back on the 27th. So I couldn't have known this person. I don't even know the person. I don't even know the house they're talking about. So if you say that, that means that proof is not evident and the presumption is not great. Because no rational man will say, but if you say this man did this thing during the flag day after the Popheny drilling on August 24th, but it's shown from the man's passport and everything that day he left Liberia maybe August 1st and he came by the end of the month in August 30th. So how could he have committed that crime?
So your proof is not evident, but the presumption, even to presume, for the rational man to presume that he had committed that crime, is still not there. It is not possible. It doesn't make sense. So the magistrate on that can say no, but then this proof is not evident. The presumption is not great, and I don't think any rational man. So the magistrate can throw that case out.
Okay, Patrick, welcome to the. Well, you've been here already, Patrick. We have a lot going on in the country. We know what's going on with this case, and we know the kind of brouhaha that will come about around this case. How does the government address this? Now, the government doesn't have to do anything because the government has to present the evidence. But at the end of the day, you're dealing with a population that will present so many opposing views. Some of them are lies. I played some videos here. I listened to former Senator out of Bowman County saying this is a witch hunt. They're only doing it because people talking about the cocaine case. What he alluded to was when you talk about the cocaine case, they're going to charge you. Does that even make sense? Patrick?
You know, this has historically been the pattern. Whenever law enforcement officers try to intervene in specific cases with politicians, people will come and claim witch hunt, witch hunt, witch hunt. But let me just say this. This may be breaking news for some people that the US DEA officers are in country. We need to re-emphasize that every time we come here.
True.
Some of these very people have been calling for independent investigators to come. You have in country the US DEA, you have in country the Homeland Security, you have in country the Dutch Security, you have in country the FBI, the Moroccans, Rwandans, all of them aiding the investigation. This investigation is a transnational one. And you have all of these hands on deck to ensure. I saw a post from Samuel Twer and literally accusing the Americans, and he said the Americans and the Europeans are indulging in the Unity Party fight against drugs. This is a man who is sanctioned, trying to mobilize other people to get sanctioned. Really? I'd like to see who he's going to mobilize to get sanctioned as well. But more than that, they're trying to tie this thing to be Unity Party and CDC. No, my friend, this is not UP and CDC fight. The government of Liberia has made it very clear that it's not only identifying suspects or people who are alleged to have brought in drugs, but they are dismantling the cartel. This cartel has been entrenched in our country for over the period of 6 years, as the police the inspector general said. And you can understand that the cartel is fighting back. And the cartel is fighting back via unusual sources. They're fighting back so hard to try to make the investigation appear like it's not independent. But this one is not going to go unnoticed. I also like to flag something. In January of 2023, I saw a front page Africa report in January of 2023 of Sheikh Basiru when he was in the US being tried. And he entered plea bargain. One of the things he said there was that he wanted to expose some big hands in the government at the time, because it was 2023, January. He wanted to expose some big hands and he needed to provide details on what was happening. The way this investigation is going, I too have been impatient. But today, I realized that security people, they say security people can't talk plenty. I realized that why security people can't talk plenty, they take their own time. They want to make sure that they process all the pieces of evidence. Something struck me this morning when the news broke out that the former vice president was called in for questioning. She was stopped from leaving the country. I was like, I hope these people know, because for the caliber of person she is, she has attained the feat of former vice president of the country and all of that. I hope they have crossed their T's and dotted all their I's. But the justice minister was very clear, the attorney general. He was clear that every piece of evidence, in fact, they have overwhelming evidence to link this woman to the crime. She's in jail right now. She's at the National Police Headquarters. Tomorrow, as Councillor Mann said, she will more than likely appear before the magisterial court. we like to divorce the politics out of this. So that thing what Samuel were running with or on Facebook, he is sanctioned. He won't mobilize you to go get sanctioned. Like your business, you can go get sanctioned. Besides him being sanctioned, he's fighting corruption charges in court. So this man has no rectitude to come lecture us here about anything. He should shut up.
Literally. And you mentioned the federal judge. I got the case file here. I just want to read an excerpt from it as was published in U.S. federal court, the U.S. District Court out of the District of Maryland. And this is what the judge said. Federal Judge Sullivan. This is what he wrote. The defendant ties to Liberia, moreover, are especially deep. The email search warrant production revealed that the defendant has a close personal relationship with the vice president of the Republic of Liberia. He was talking about Jewel Howard Taylor at the time. This is a U.S. court judge talking. The order then says that when U.S. agents searched Kente's residence on April 20th, 2022, they found a diplomatic passport, Liberian passport. The judge continued that Kante held no formal diplomatic position with the Liberian government and said the possession of a diplomatic passport was powerful evidence of the strength of the defendant's connection to the highest level of the Liberian government. Mind you, Kante was arrested for drug issue here in the U.S. This is coming from a U.S. court judge. And the final paragraph says the judge was discussing this principally as a flight risk factor in deciding whether Kante should be released from trial. The passage goes, so this thing is not just nothing. Way back in 2022, it's been going on. A U.S. federal judge, Sheikh Kante, was actually arrested here. He was caught with a U.S. passport. And through his email, they realized he had a very close connection with the then Vice President Jewel Howard Taylor out of the Republic of Liberia. My brother Blair, let me come to you. You know what's going on in the country. You've heard across the board. I even listened to, I read something today on former Speaker Fanati Kofa. He's turned into a prophet. He's making prophetic claims about this and that. Everybody's turned to prophet in the country. About young people, obviously, Joel Howard Taylor has some fans in the country, but they're not going to try to listen to the evidence presented. They're going to go on sentiment. How do we gravitate from being sentimental over something that is evidence-based to actually sitting down and read exactly what is being presented as evidence against the former vice president of the country? Blair, on mute.
Yeah, thank you, Dualu. Just before I go there, I hope that by next week, Wednesday to Thursday, the Supreme Court will begin to pass opinion and hand down ruling on cases that are before it, and I hope the arson case at the Capitol building will be there to get some people basic again. And you have to go into what you say, Dualu. It's going to be a very difficult thing in Liberia right now. Right now, the country is really divided upon political lines, most especially between the two biggest parties in the country. And the Unity Party has proven its supremacy in terms of governance, most especially under this government. And what the other people will do, they know that if they treat everything with ethics, they're going to be at a disadvantage. So what they will continue to do is to exert that political pressure. Whether it is real or not, they will come in with fake narratives. They wouldn't accept the facts. They won't go on the facts because they know that once the puzzles begin to get together, and most of its former officials, it is one thing. It is good that the government, while they were pressuring the government, that there are people in the government that are associated with this, the government didn't take it lightly. The government pursued the path of evidence and nap those with state actors, especially in the security sectors, who were responsible and were part of this thing. Now it is the chip is now going on the other side, and the chips I know will continue if there are people still in state actors in this government who are also part of it. Is going to be that way. But the fact here is that, especially for the opposition, I'm not talking about the smaller ones, the kekeles. I'm talking about the two big boons. These guys, they will never stop the political aspect of it. We have to come to the reality that from now to 2029, everything is going to be political when it comes to the opposition. They are not going to go with the facts because the fact is going to go against them. When the facts go against them, it means that they stand a very, very slim chance. for 2029.
Yeah, and Blair, I want to disagree. The country is not divided. It's a few bunch of people, I call them the 5%ers, that are making that noise. The country is not divided. Liberian people want better for the country. And please, for your boy says something, and I don't like to dwell on it because it's a family matter, it's personal. But there were claims made in the country that the former VP's son, her only son, passed away from drug overdose. Now, I don't know whether that is true or not, but everybody was talking about it in the country at the time when the young man passed away. And these are some of the things we talk about more. Let me ask you this question, though. Liberian people love to say this thing, "Can't try not for right alone." This, we all Liberian, we know what it means. This is an insinuation that Mo Ali not supposed to do his job. Because if Mo Ali does his job, the day he moved from there, we will go after Mo Ali because he came after us. I believe this is the most stupidest thing we can do for our society. You got to do your job without fear or favor. As long as you stay within the confines of the law, you should be all right. But many a times we don't want to do our job. I hear a bunch of people right around the same former administration. I would say, "Oh, when we come back, we will try everybody in the government." More is that supposed to be anybody afraid not to do their job? I don't think they're coming back, but that's a whole nother conversation.
So let's even assume they were coming back tomorrow morning or tonight.
Yeah.
Does it mean that the police will not do their job? Does it mean that the NSA will not do their job, or the immigration or the soldiers or Minister Pierre will not talk, or the justice minister will not do his job? For me, those intimidation tactics, they usually say them, "Oh, we're joking with you. That why we'll do our job." This country is a country of law. We've seen too many times, too many things that have happened. We are not reverting to that old age thing where you intimidate people and all this kind of thing. Look, what happened today? What happened today is a testament that the police is becoming what a police should be. The police should be the law enforcer. It doesn't matter who you are. And so people making all the time, they make those comments. When we come there, you always see. And 2020 now coming. 2020 now coming that for your one. That you want in the country. That you want to go get voting cards. Nobody intimidates me with anything as long as I am doing the right thing. If we are not there, you can't even catch everybody, put in jail at your business. And we have to be clear. I want to repeat something that Minister Pierre said. For people to keep running around and say, "Oh, you're trying to draw attention away from the real thing, that you're the one involved, this one, that, the RG involved, and this and that." What kind of RG will so be stupid? He knows that he's involved in something, and he will go and champion for FBI agents, those people who can take SAR to come. Now, the mere fact that they are here and they will sanction the arrest of anybody, these people, when they arrest you in the US and they charge you, it's a slam dunk. You're there, you all know. Homeland Security. So the RG Como man will be involved in all of these things. He taking bribe here and there. Then he will be working with them, and he will believe that he will not be discovered. Sometimes it can really sound crazy. But look, there are certain people want to see out. And until somebody can bring out convincing evidence to us, I mean, for me to buy into Ebina, you have to go beyond the ordinary. And just say, yeah, that Pierre involved. Nobody will intimidate anybody in their country. What is happening is not intimidation. Everybody been crying. First they say, "Oh, RG Como said the other person involved." So what happened now? Nothing now happened. Something not happened now. They say they want to divert attention away from the real thing. Go to the court. Nobody will fire. We all been yearning for a country of law. We now have a country of law. When they arrest you, if they're not you,
yeah, this is the insinuation. And that's it. No, Charles, who you're right. This is the insinuation that they would just come into the country and become lawless. And this is why Liberian people are fully aware that we can no longer bring back hooligans to power, because this is what is important. But like you said, that thing is not even possible. Before I go to Honorable P, I want to play.
I just wanted to learn on anything. I see
okay,
somebody
go ahead.
here, but the other person, look, moving forward, if it is not coming from the security sector, who we've learned to build our trust in.
Thank you.
Go and publish anything on Facebook you want to publish.
It's for you.
It's for you. We don't care. You can go take car picture, you take the, can't take my car picture, you take the registration. Every car somebody buy, they got to register it. You say, oh, the other car. So every time somebody get a car, and the cartel bought a car for the person. We don't care. If it doesn't come from the security sector, I believe, I don't have security information. I don't know about security information. But with the way they are proceeding, I believe these guys are on top of their game. And I also believe that they are being very meticulous in what they are doing. So there are people who are trying to distract away from the main investigation. They are trying to insert themselves. And some of these people, I really believe they are being paid. People who are running around and talking about, oh, you know, we help to dismantle the cartel. The people who are mainly distracting from the investigation are the main people we need to look at carefully. These people are being paid by the cartel to derail the investigation. Now, every time the security, the joint security take a step, then they will bring up some kind of distracting thing, because that's how the people operate. That's how they operate. When you make one leap forward, they want to bring you behind, then they go and pay somebody, give them some money and say, you know what, go through the thing out there, just so you can create some kind of imbalance and stuff and create distraction all over the place. Nobody is going to get distracted. Publish anything you want to publish. When the joint security sector, look, people like the NSA director, who his entire life in military was trained by the US, will never sit there to allow himself to be derailed. The current DEA boss, who just like the NSA boss, both of them went through training. They did almost all of their training with the US. They, in their good graces, they will never allow themselves to be played around. As a matter of fact, today when I saw that guy in his DEA uniform, it reminded me of when he was in the army. They built and everything.
General
Ziaga. You didn't see the guy today? We were not there. We watched it on the TV when he was in that DEA uniform. You saw it. You saw real men. So, look, we were not. Tomorrow morning when I get up, I will publish RG Coleman photo. That will be my first post tomorrow on Facebook.
They're coming for you.
I'll publish a picture.
Okay. In the meantime, let's listen to Colonel Coleman as he was answering some questions to the Amica. Guys, the little poor quality on the video is not from the network. It actually came from Mika Briefing today. I think they had a little mic problem. So, little disclaimer there.
And there's another connected question as to whether she will remain detained at the Central Police Headquarters. Taylor is currently being held at the Liberian National Police Headquarters. And yes, indeed, she will be there till she's forwarded to court at our earliest convenience. The issue of the process, questioning the process as to why Taylor wasn't notified before today. There are different methods that investigations would normally take. I think most times here, we're used to the fact that the police will call you in to question you. I mean, in this case, this investigation, with the efforts of the entire Joint Security Investigative Team, was able to collect sufficient evidence, and we believe that the evidence was at a point where we did not need to speak with the suspect. We were proceeding straight for a grand jury to get an indictment until we be sealed by the Minister of Justice. Unfortunately, when Taylor tried to leave the country the day when joint security was notified, we had to immediately stop her. So everything was already laid out. It didn't have to go through the process of calling her and notifying her. But you all can check the law and you can cite anything to see if there's any violation of her rights that have been carried out because of how this process was conducted. This investigation is not targeting the previous administration. The Joint National Security Investigative Team has got a mandate from the National Security Council of the Republic of Liberia. And that mandate is not just about arrest and seizure. It's about dismantling the cartel network. And in order to dismantle so that it does not operate again, we have to go to the roots. Indeed, it did not start today, so we have to go back to where it started. So the historical did lead into the former administration. This is not like some Nelson acts about it being a witch hunt. I can tell you, Madam Taylor is a woman of great faith. She's not known to be a witch, so she will never be hunted as a witch. This is a legitimate process attached to the law based on good evidence only. The case, which one? We have the 19 million and 317. Madam Taylor connects to the 317 because it's this DTO, the three names that were mentioned, Nicola, Michael, and Taras, who came.
Yep, that was the IG. But before I go to Honorable Pia, let's listen to the former Vice President of Liberia when she was talking about drugs before the indictment came down. Listen to her tone, like she didn't know what was happening in the country. Listen to her very quickly, about 30 seconds long.
The drug challenge, and I think all of us are disappointed with the way it's being handled. What you saw happen to Peachability, and I was saying to someone the other day, they need to release Peachability. You are buying your own marijuana, smoking it when you're having such a huge consignment of cocaine, leonard. Nobody knows where it came from, how it got here, how it was being shipped. There are some places in our country that the drug people have taken control. They bring their boats, they're drug by boats. Nobody can tell them what to do. So it's a real serious problem. There are communities where people know where the drugs are coming from, where they are being sold. The level where it is now, this thing has gotten somehow out of control, and we're having real serious issues. So I think the issues of drugs is an Achilles heel for this government.
The voice in your court, it seems, former Vice President seems to know the nitty-gritty and the details of how the drugs are coming into the country, where they're being stashed, the way she talks about it. But then again, the voice in your court, I hear your response before we go to Councilor Ma. On mute, sir.
So no, it's not about responding to anybody, to include the Vice President. I'm certainly not interested in that.
Correct.
Secondly, how public past conversations on the drugs issue, current one, because we've done formally charged as a government, it doesn't make much sense to me to be saying what kind of issues we had with past comments, with current comments. We look forward to, as I've said, the judicial process that will unfold. As a government, we have brought charges against her. Councillor Ma has so eloquently articulated as a lawyer the different steps and procedures and processes that we followed, what has happened today. The government will continue to emphasize that we believe we have a case. We have been keen and quiet, and in the minds of some people slow. We have consistently disagreed that whatever time is being absorbed in this process is what is deemed experienced by the investigators, consistent with what they're looking for. And when they've reached the point at which they think they've gotten what they got in and they want to hold somebody accountable, then they will do what you see has been done today. When they conduct their investigation and maybe they were targeting more based on information they have, and they come to a point of conclusion, even if it took them 2 months, 3 months to do it, and they don't find the necessary pieces of evidence to name more, or whatever that may be, they let go. That's how the process is. And I want to keep reminding people, I will not stop saying this. This thing is an open process that involves international actors. Serious
Minister,
international.
1 minute. Somebody got something on. I think I'm hearing feedback from.
More,
Somebody got to mute.
Abba was listening to something behind it. They brought serious international actors here. They're not hiding anything from them. They're not restricting their involvement in the process. They're helping to analyze some of the kinds of evidences we have, digital and etc., etc. So we are not taking this thing for granted. And like Kono said, in response to someone's question about whether we're just targeting the OR ministry, this is basically the first time something has been announced substantively about people from the OR administration. Right. Patrick Doe and all the other people who were sacked by the president, even though Kono in responding to a question today, because people were suggesting that because people were fired, why have they not been charged and blah, blah, with drugs related. Of course, you were able to establish that the president appoints everyone in government. So based on information available to the president when he wants to let you go or bring you in, he does so. If the continuing investigation or reach a point where Patrick Doe or whoever that have been sacked by the president is connected to the drugs in ways that the evidences are available, they will proceed with what they're supposed to do. And time is not in short supply to do that. If they've not done that, doesn't mean anybody is off the hook. This is a continuing and widening investigative process that is ongoing. And it is just important to encourage our citizens to have interest, to have confidence, and to have faith in what is going on in our country. You see, this is a drama that many people are not looking at. Everybody can be looking for big fish. Some people looking for small fish, middle fish, everybody. And everybody will be shouting in their loudest voice to find it. But as soon as the fish you found is at their doorstep, then the conversation, the tone, and everything about the process changes. And it is the same thing about corruption. You pass everywhere, everybody be talking about corruption is a problem. When not JP down with corruption, they kind of Andrew man looking at the long relationship you have with the man are a friend, the man are a friend, paternal brother, these are. Then all the radical comments he's made about corruption there becomes different. The tone starts sounding different. And this is what the problem is. I thought the whole nation wanted to fight drugs. And I thought we celebrate when people are being, when steps are being taken to hold people liable. We yell, we shout, we clap. As soon as it hits someone who we connected to, then we start to find justification. That is wish hunt, that is this, that is that. We cannot build a society like that. Yes, we know that accusations alone are not, an instrument of guilt. The court process is there. The court process will always be the end result. But just that first process should lead each of us to say, okay, I've known this person, I trust them, I respect them, and I called on the government to ensure that we have a very speedy, open, fair, and transparent trial. So in the end, we know whether these charges they brought against this person are true. And at the end, when the person is let go, you say, well, I knew ever since. I'll give you an example. My brother and friend from our church, I won't call his name, they were involved with a central bank situation under the WIA administration. And they threw them behind bars and all these kinds of things. And all kinds of conversations were taking place. Of course, I publicly said we look forward to a speedy court process. But for these people we've known, except something turns out differently, we'll be surprised, but we want to see what's happening. In the end, we're all here, that case was thrown out, and we came back to say, brother, congratulations. We knew ever since that you would have been innocent. But we didn't just come and say, oh, they allow the man, lead the man, that. No, you allow the process to go on. You can express your vote of confidence in the person, but not to question the action that has been taken by prosecutors, etc., when you have zero access to the evidences they have for which they say they're announcing what they're doing. So I'm saying all of these to say we also want to fight drugs. We all believe the drug situation is a national emergency, it's a serious crisis. They have a fought with open minds. Let's not cherry pick. Let our desire to see justice not crumble or be compromised when it hits our doorsteps. And so then look forward to this process and see how it goes. But with the emphasis that the government believes it has a strong case or against those who they've brought cases against thus far.
Thank you so much, my Minister. And this is the issue we're going to talk about. Honorable Man, the president did say he was going to try to fix this country. Now, I'll put our fix in quotation for a second there, because it's how you want to define it. Given what we are seeing unfolding, not just on the drug front, but because we are focused on drugs today, and we know how this thing is rampaging through our country. Do you think the president is fixing the country, or it is just something that we say that we don't see? Do you see some fixes happening, especially in the legal field?
In every aspect and in every field, I see a man who committed to his words, a man who has for a long time felt that the country deserves to be far better than it is right now. Absolutely. And so he has shown commitment, determination, and focus in setting this country on the right track. You know, I said before, President Joseph Boakai cannot fix Liberia. It's not him. It will not be done under, even if it's 12 years. But what President Joseph Newman Boakai can do for Liberia is set Liberia on a path that no president can reverse it. It will be very difficult for somebody to turn us back. Liberians today, and the minister is quite correct. Today, Liberians will complain, they will cry, but people will start to see the end result that it is in the best interest of our country. The impunity in our country has given rise to many, many things that we overlook, for disorder, for indiscipline, and everything to permeate our society. You know, and it is interesting when people come and say that, look, they were talking, making a noise. The government doesn't want to investigate the drug thing. Sometimes I wonder if people really sit and think and analyze. Now, you think it's a small thing for the government to decide a former First Lady of the Republic, a former senator who served in the Senate, I think, for almost 18 years, for more than 18 years, a lady who rose to be the first female vice president of the Republic of Liberia. And you gave that impression in your mind that because the government wants to deviate the argument from drug cases and the big people, they go pick her up and charge her with drug offense. Does that make sense? If they're going to charge her with different thing that has no relation to drug, nothing at all, then you say, oh, but I want to change the drug discussion. But they charge her with the same offenses of the drugs, the same investigation that's going on. Then you say it's because they want to cover up for big people, so they're charging her because they got no case against her, that witch hunt, that persecution, and all that. In fact, to the extent that Liberians now have started to go tribal, people have started to go religious. Oh, the president has declared war on the Bon County people. The president has declared war on the Christian community because she's highly perceived to be a highly spiritual person. You know, so you wonder what is wrong with us. Like the minister said, we cry that the government is not doing much to break this drug cartel. The government says, the president says, we will stick to this commitment. Everybody should hear me right and hear me well.
that this matter will go straight to the end and will find you and pursue you. You think the government has no case against? Did somebody listen to the different offenses that the Minister of Justice and the Attorney General enumerated under the different acts? The professional, seasoned professional that I know Minister Twe to be, you think that he will stand in the public on that platform and charge somebody with those different offenses when he has no iota of proof or no airtight evidence to link them to any crime? Not alone, not a small person, but somebody who is well respected, let me say that, in the women community around the world. I mean, do you think that it is just something somebody just pick up on the street, somebody, and just go and put them there, that they have no evidence? That should show you. And what more, and the minister, everybody have said that in conjunction with a support given from multiple foreign partners, given by multiple foreign partners. Right. But you see, the Inspector General said it once. He said when the big fish start coming, nobody should be crying witch hunt. He said it, you remember?
Yeah, I remember clearly.
Mika press a conference, and then people say, oh, the man say they get beefy in the government, next government, other government, and this one not happening. He said when it starts to fall today, that the security people they are catching, when they start to catch the people, nobody should complain. Now people have started to twist it all over the place. No. And the minister said, sometimes, look, you can't put your neck on the chopping board for anybody.
For anybody.
Sometimes you hit you close to home. Like I said, I'm quite close to Johnny Bolladine. Well, I was disappointed when I heard what he did. But it doesn't mean he shouldn't face the music. It doesn't mean publicly I would disown him. Like somebody said on Facebook, look, even if it comes to our relative, we carry them mattresses, we cook food for them, go visit them in the prison compound. But if they have to face the law, they will face the full rigors of the law.
Simple as that.
And so Liberians should understand that you cannot shift the goalpost and saying opposition party is weak, they're collecting the people, they're doing nothing. What do they have to do? What can they do? What will they do? And are the same people who are asking for investigation to go so that the DEA from the US, the FBI, the Homeland Security, the Rwandans who are helping us, the Moroccans, that they're trying to persecute Joe Howard Taylor to come after CDC people? Are they seeing the writings on the wall and they start to say, oh, they're coming after us? Because like they said, they are going to the root. And I have always encouraged them to go to the root of this matter. How this drug cartel got entrenched in this country is not only to seize them up and close the water drain, but to go back. And every Liberian who has become complicit in this case must be made to face the full rigors of the law. I am confident.
Thank you.
I am confident in this. I will say without stupor that I am confident that the security, the joint security, and the Ministry of Justice has airtight evidence that for which they have taken the action they have taken. And just before I end this thing, let me just say, people are wasting their time looking for issues around Gregory Coleman. You're wasting your time. Gregory Coleman is the figurehead of the Joint Security Investigation Team. But he's not the only investigator. You got Prince C. Johnson there. Now you get Daniel Ziangan there. You got all these people. One mayor thing, only Gregory Coleman going after people. It is a joint with NSA, with DEA, with everybody into that investigation, now including our foreign partners. So by you people going and trying to...
Fire service men there.
So
the
immigration, everybody is in the investigation. So by you going and thinking that, oh, that Gregory Coleman just go and pick Joel Howard Taylor, Gregory Coleman go and pick the person to cover himself. Something wrong with the people who talking these kinds of things?
It's going back to the reading thing we talk about.
Do you have any, you wonder, is something wrong with you? You believe that Gregory Coleman is the only person that is carrying on this investigation? That because Gregory Coleman says so, that why the Minister of Justice went and charged Joel Howard Taylor, you believe so? Something wrong with you?
But you see, the same people will be claiming as their project Prince C. Johnson, Daniel Zianga, and I know what claiming Daniel Zianga recently
That's
as
a
his project.
yeah. Yeah.
Daniel
Something
Zianga
that predates them.
as military ambassador to the president has been all in this mix since long time ago.
Yeah.
But now
But the project were investigating themselves. The project today investigated
but now that he has been there but he's been there before as the president's advisor and president's eye. Yeah. Now that he's substantively being appointed, they say that the project, as if to say they recruited him to the army, they trained him, they made him and everything. But they say that the project. Now you don't see all these other people here in the investigation. And you believe that it's only Gregory Cuomo, and people believe that just the way they did around Biago, and I think Biago blundered and made a big mistake and fool of himself. All right. But he's no link to it. Have not been established that he has any link to any drug cartel. But he blundered. That the same way they think that they will go behind Gregory Cuomo and start dismantling. These people are not helping the investigation. They are trying to dismantle the investigation. They are trying to throw all kind of mudslides. And let me thank the investigators finally. Let me say big thank you to the Justice Minister and the team. I believe now the mold, the people who are leaking information to this so-called investigative journalists, them, and let it now start tightening that loose. So they didn't know this thing was coming to happen today. The people who are investigating and people sit down on the network and write in the newspaper and start calling people names before they realize people run away from the country. The particular one, they leak it to anybody.
Correct.
And I encourage the joint security to continue to find anybody who will leak information, sensitive information in this investigation, find them and prosecute them. You see how it works when you keep your investigation tight to you.
Right.
We have people parading around here.
I like how it took everyone else by surprise.
Yeah, but you have people around here parading as investigative journalists just because people in the investigation will be conducting interview. They'll be investigating people. People will be recording and sending it to them. They'll be playing it. Then they say that investigative journalism. People will say tomorrow in the investigation, let's go and pick up this person. Let's go and pick up that person. Okay, we'll ask that person Wednesday to come. They will come on the radio. Oh, they come and talk to the person. Then people say, oh, because the post says so, that's why they went for the person. Today, they didn't know they won because I believe the leaks now, the pipe is being tightened. Nobody's doing everything.
Councilor Man, to the extent they wanted to come up with information today, but when the police said they're coming up with a briefing, they say they will come with that information after the police press.
I mean, that was different thing. It had nothing. Nobody saw this one coming. And the investigation team to continue to find. If you find your mole, anybody who leaks information to the investigation outside, and you know that only Patrick Horner had this information, so nobody else could have known, you must collect the person. And let's see how they investigated, so-called investigative journalists will thwart all this investigation because people are running away from the country because they are sending names all over the place.
Of course, and they're hurting the country. Thank you, Councilor Man.
I just want to add what Ambrose was saying. You know, our country will experience a lot, and that's why President Boakai said things that we never saw before, we begin to see them.
That's right.
Our country has never known this kind of honesty, this kind of, audacity, this kind of political will. We've never known it. All we've known, people covering up. So people still have that perception that people can cover up. And that is what's going on. So people think that one make it, they go sit down and just say, okay, they men stole money. Then make it glory. Other make another man, man, are you. No. It's not going to work this time. Look, as Ambrose said, the joint security is also aided by international partners. And these people have a reputation to protect. Amen. Even if you have to say anything, think about the people who came to this country. They don't know CDC. They didn't know UP. They didn't know your political team. They have the reputation to protect. They are sitting on a panel investigating people. They themselves have a fish to fry because this is transnational crime. So they themselves have the fish to fry. Their countries have vested interest in all of this. And so they came here to help and aid into this investigation. And we are here just throwing tantrums, just throwing names in the air and all that kind of thing. You know how long it took to even call in the former vice president for questioning? Nobody saw it coming. Marcella, I never saw this coming. They took their own time. They processed the pieces of evidence. They did the investigation until the time was ripe. Pop, they went. Or else you would have heard day before yesterday, it will come breaking news, somebody pressing, and then they put it all, and then everybody thinks that, yeah, news now come out. It's the quest, the zest to put themselves out for news, and everybody gets excited about that. So I applaud the joint security this time around. And I understand, and I know that the investigation is still active. As the Justice Minister said, the investigation is still active, and more heads to roll.
Thank you. Look, Blair, I want to come to you, and I want to say this, and I'm glad, Patrick, keep mentioning this stuff about the Americans' involvement in this. And I want you to speak to people in Liberia that may have gotten involved in the drug issue. What the Americans have done, the Europeans, even the Liberian Investigative Agency, these guys got sophisticated surveillance all around the country. People may not know this. This investigation, like they say, is ongoing. So if you know you are involved, especially if your name has been mentioned, for me personally, this is a time to call a deal because they will find you. They have more evidence. Maybe it's not convictable yet, so they're still holding on, but people will begin to talk. Once they take you behind closed door and then they do the full investigation, I mean, you're facing 25 years, you're facing 30 years in South Beach, people will begin to talk. What will you say to somebody out there who may have gotten involved, but they need not come out yet, but they know they can feel it that the investigation is going on? Again, people must know this. The Liberian government has the ultimate control, but the Americans are involved because they are protecting their own country as well, because they don't want drugs leaving from Liberia to go to America. The Europeans are involved. The Moroccans are involved. There are other agencies across the globe that are involved with this investigation. They too are privy to the information that is being disseminated in Liberia. So when somebody says, oh, Liberian government charged this person, to charge somebody, it's a round table, look at the evidence, consider effort. What would you say to somebody in the country that may get involved to cut a deal, or just say, you know what, when the people will not find me? Blair.
Dwalu, I can advise anybody where this thing has reached. If you know, even our woman the call today, she didn't expect it. He saw her on the radio talking with both face. She just said she never knew. If you know you were part of this thing, don't think that it's just going to pass you, because the intelligence and the network intelligence that people are putting into this thing is too big. If I were anybody who is part of these things, you will begin to cut your deal now. Cut your deal now. Even those who are being indicted, if I were you, do not go and have yourself put in place in jail for other people who will stay outside, that maybe they think maybe there will be some error. Because even in investigations, so
don't protect nobody.
They can't grab certain person. Do not do it. Because one thing I will say, I don't know why they dismiss all of the charges and indictment from Mary Bro, because she was a principal part of the committee on that 29,025 kg bags of rice. And she was indicted. Today, she's off the hook. Who knows what happened there? We cannot speculate, because I think they got some big work for under the prejudicial or something for it. But maybe something happened in the corner there. Because any sensible person, you know that there are sometimes maybe you just ate a piece of that money. There are people out there who ate a bulk of the money, and you were led to set yourself to be the sacrificial lamb, the child stealer. I can advise anybody, if I were there and I ate a piece of that money, or I ate a huge portion of that money, and I was involved, and I know people who would sacrifice people. And you see some people today, they were involved with
you sacrifice people?
Yeah, you see, you sacrifice people, brother. You see some people today, they committed crime, even in the great United States. All the things, they wire fraud and the rest of them, today they stay outside because they sacrifice the other people. And you see them stay outside today making beam off.
Yeah.
I can tell anybody, cut your deal, and just be careful, cut your deal and tell the people I won't be sleeping to NSA before the men come for me. That's it.
Mo Ali, but before I come to you, let me play this tape real quick. You know, some of these things that we'll continue to talk about, I want you to respond to Sano Johnson, because we know, you know, tomorrow the boys then from the half la. Yeah, watch you. You said Dwalu say, yeah, when that's my name, and not be nobody more. That party headquarter coming to stop. The funding for that party headquarter, that's speculation. It was coming from somewhere. And we hear, watch it. Sandro Johnson, I'm about to have got a funny coming to start. And we hear, but then listen to Sandro Johnson small more. I want you to respond to Sandro Johnson because the issue about Wishon will come up. I understand with all the evidence, they will not look at the evidence or nothing. But let's listen to his story.
Madam Taylor is a mother to me, and the standard bearer of the National Patriotic Party. And I've been former spokesperson for the Taylor family. I had to come to see her today.
Okay. Were you given permission to enter the airport?
Of course, yes. I sat with her for like 20, 30 minutes.
What exactly have you gathered so far from India?
Well, I think this arrest on the part of Madam Taylor is intended to put fear in the opposition, to intimidate people, well-meaning Liberians, who are fiercely speaking against the illicit drug in our country. Who are speaking of fear. I mean, I'm all of words, but I will try to put myself in order because it hurts me to see that happening to her. Because she was traveling today out of the country. She was arrested at the airport. No court document was issued. Normally when she leaves in the country, the Minister of Foreign Affairs is informed. And so going all.
So Mo, I want to ask you this: how is this arrest intended to put fear in the opposition if you're doing nothing wrong? I know it's a trivia question, but
so wait.
Yeah.
Let me go back Sandro Johnson's logic, right?
Yeah.
They arrested Patrick Doe, Deputy Director for NSA for administration. That was intended to put fear in the NSA.
Yeah.
They arrested Mark Egon Queer, Deputy Managing Director at RRA. That was intended to put fear in RRA and all the employees. All the police officers they arrested, including Johnny Boladin, and turned them over for investigation. That was intended to put fear in the police people. So everybody they arrested were intended to put fear. Yes. I'm not going to disagree with Sandro Johnson. The next thing is it's intended to put fear in those who are thinking in the future about doing drug business. Just know that when you put your hand there, they will catch you. When they catch you, you go to jail. You see, that's why one of my friends who most of the posts I don't like, he posted something. He said, I wonder the many people really sincere about the whole drug fight. It only sweet you when they catch somebody who you don't support. Everybody been passing around here. Oh, you catch the government official then, you catch the government in fight. They have been saying as long as government officials not involved, anything that happens is not valid. So they catch one former government official now, then what they make it invalid again? So it should only be current government official. They arrested plenty of government official, current one. Y'all say no, y'all go higher. Y'all go arrest the president. Y'all go arrest the president's son. Y'all arrest the police IG. Why your own evidence you have against the police IG, you can bring it. Somebody say, oh, yeah, David Beer, he said Martin Colley posted good. Here is the logic, the very illogical thing in that whole thing. You say the cartel gave Gregory Como money. So Gregory Como is so stupid, the cartel gave him money till he take that money to expose himself. He back out for himself. Oh.
He back out for the police.
He took the money and back out for the police. You know, if anytime I want post, especially something that will be controversial and I wanted to do, I can write the post and leave it. I walk around, sit down, I think, good, then read the post back. If that post that makes sense to me, I can delete it. That's what I can do. We say that dismantle the cartel. The thing with the Biago Gaka thing, I've asked, and everybody told me, my man, Biago was not involved in no drug business. Biago, they're out there very foolish. Once they realize that, okay, this person who are given the car, it was not even to Biago previously. It has not been established that this zero guy is somehow linked to this whole drug thing. Biago knew, and everybody knew, okay, what you doing with the car? Let's dispose of it. It was not intended for you in the first place. You not do it. You go use the same car. So now Gregory Como sit down there, the cartel go and bribe him. Then the same Gregory Como take that money, he will not go hard in some kind of way. He tell the same cartel money, he say, I'm going back out for the police.
For the police.
Somebody needs to make that thing to make sense to me. Because I've not seen the sense anywhere. But like I said, there are people who are bent on derailing this particular investigation. And these are the real people we should check out for. Every time you want to take a step, these people will bring you back. And I can see why people are targeting Gregory Como. Gregory Como got balls. Gregory Como got balls. Tomorrow morning, I get on my first post. I finish telling you, I say, my man, send me different picture from the one who posted. Tomorrow morning, soon I wake up, my eyeball open. Now Gregory Como are posting.
So you coming tomorrow morning with heat and fire. Look, at the end of the day,
and you know, from the time they been able to do I talk to the police. The man say, my man will bake you. Don't talk anything. Let them bring out all that thing. The people got all their documents, the application for duty free to LRA.
Yep.
The vendor, the body car.
So you're talking it.
But
you know more for me and not batting you. If you give me all the resources that I need, then I catch you. You give me all the resources that I need, then I catch you for the crime.
Exactly.
Look, Harris is in the back. We won't give our people a lot of time today to call what's happening in the country. Harris, I know I need to start making preparation. While you're making preparation there to come on screen, let me find something here real quick to play. If I got our president, let us know small man, our former president. Harris made preparation, come on screen. Let's play a couple of quick short
video. Man,
oh yeah, I saw that video. I got to find it, but we'll listen to it. Let's go and see this and you play. Harris, make your preparation to come on screen. Boy, y'all see what? Yeah, boy, yeah, man. Our president take it forward, yeah.
Walk on the wall when living for the uncertainty. No security, everything is possible. You could be your mother, your father, even your sister. Let's stand together to fight this deadly disease now.
Oh man, Ebola time, yeah. Man, say gonna be your mother. We changing it around.
So let me tell you something. This tells you that this guy did not take the presidency seriously.
Not one bit.
The man left power at January 22 or so, 2024. We 2026 August 19 today. He made one music here. He didn't even go in studio. The only time he get all the free time.
Yeah.
In that music, the only time he could go to make music that when he was running our country or pretending to be running our country, that the time he was making music.
But more, you can't blame the man. The man said you can't blame the man. This is what the man said.
It's sad to say that I'm not a politician. I was brought on board by these people, and the people brought me because they wanted something. You understand? So what we're doing.
What in the better want there? They brought you.
Harry, that is of course from our people. A lot happening in the country today. We spoke about Jua Howard Taylor here and her agenda for the country. I believe she was given a lot of latitude. I think she showed massive appreciation to the police. And by the way, I did not see any police officer in that video showing gun at the former vice president. Maybe it was done at another time, but the police were very professional and they were just following their order from their bosses and to make sure she goes to the police station. Again, to our people from across the country, man, thank you so much for popping in here. Harris, let's listen to our people from back home. It's all yours. Take a lot of calls all the way to about 30 or 35.
Okay, so we go to the lines and take your calls. My apology tonight if the callers are very low. We having some technical issues with the connection tonight. I think one of our cables is giving a bit of problem. But let's go to the lines and take the calls. Let's see how it comes out. 0778-665-699. 0778-665-699. 08805-61644. 08805-61644. 0776-293-620. 0776-293-620. This person, our very first caller, you live, the name you called from where?
Good evening. This is Moses. My name is Moses, and I'm calling you from Ghana.
Go ahead, Moses, you live.
Okay, first of all, I'm pleased tonight to be on the show, and I want to appreciate all of the gentlemen in studio that are helping to promote this government, and I also appreciate your contribution, Ali, everybody back under, you guys. I think what the opposition are always talking about, because they want you people to be quiet, so their propaganda can continue to go on and go on. So that's the reason why every time they come up with propaganda, and then people like Mo Ali, the party owner, and others, try to debunk their propaganda, they will always sometimes try to say, oh, the people, they are arrogant, they are insulting. But I want to appreciate all of you for your contribution, and I know that this government, the president we elected, is a sincere president, and the fact that he is sincere, all of his civil lieutenants are working tirelessly to see how best this government can succeed. Thank you very much for all that you do for this country.
Thank you. We'll leave you. This person is on from line 2. You live, the name you called from where?
Yeah, good evening to Prado, good evening to Patrick Hona, and all the panelists. My name is Reggie and Sanford calling from Wayne, Georgia. Yeah, I want to appreciate the panelists for the discussion this evening, especially the training issue in our country today. Now you will see the situation of the former vice president, supporter of the former vice president, quote unquote, opposition solidarity coming in defense of the vice president. Now, this is why I said this morning on your event when I'm calling this morning. I said the so-called people who say they know the law or who are master degree or PhD are the one that will confuse the name. Because if you say people how they call it athletic and other things, then what becomes so current officials are then call for question of being arrested. King, for example, the deputy NSA director, all the other people that have been called in for question. So today, because he called the vice president, vice president, so people now saying that we making all sorts of claims without evidence, nothing at all, as though they are the one that carry on the investigation. Or when you now reach your test, then it means the investigation is not credible. When you go against somebody, what maybe you feel that the person, you been targeting the person for a very long time, then the investigation is credible. You know, sometimes we honor man these things and we pretend to know everything. We don't know nothing.
Okay.
Better you allow the investigation to go on.
Thank you. We'll leave you. This person is Uncle Eve, and thanks for joining us. Hello? Go ahead, you live.
Thank you. Let me speak to you and good evening to all of the panelists on the panel. So this is William Covey, and I joined this conversation particularly as an executive of the United Party elected CEO. So let's appreciate all of you on the topic, on the platform for the rest of the world. Look, I don't know what the opposition wants. I don't really know what is their problem. You call for big names. You say the people whose names have been mentioned or based on an investigation, they are not the real people. You say there are big names still behind. Now the investigation says, right, came up to create another big name by bringing up the former vice president. You say no, it is a witch hunt. You now call again for independent investigators that they do not just the Liberia National Security, the Liberia Joint Security Agency to investigate the particular matter. You said they should bring in independent investigators. Now you have the USCEA, the FBI, and the Homeland Security investigating what is this thing, the security here to investigate this matter. But yet you say no, you are not satisfied. Now I don't know where is the thing that they want to hear. After the brother you want to hear. Go for this. So that's the way you will be satisfied with that investigation. Now, Martin calling posted information. They say, oh no, when they said it, well, that's not that investigation or that thing that they got for this thing. But now the people are complaining about Gregory, all of them running with I support Martin. I support Martin. So those are the things you want to hear. And also, I believe that I do a move on both there. Look, the cartel is fighting back. The cartel is fighting back. They're using those people to blackmail people who standing in their way or people who want to break the cartel to blackmail them so that the president can take those people off their way so they can be free. And Gregory, for me, I'm now a judge. I'm not in the human heart, right? I don't know as to whether Gregory is involved. I will not tell you. But I will tell you that for me, for the investigation I'm seeing, if Gregory was part of thing, he would not have been placing on.
Thank you. We have to leave you. Kwewu, this person is on. Good evening. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much for my co family is here. They're called people there.
Thank you.
We are look, let me tell on Sandra Johnson. And I NPP on the running here. So do it finish. Sandra Johnson. That's the whole thing. In fact, that no party come over there, the whole thing. You're telling us from there where those damage their country. Maybe you're showing up for it before I want to plan for talking my labor and lab for all. They drop walking out for the so I made a part I cover up for what is never in the national bureau. I cannot support all the problems who want to control the nation or the views of themselves. Who is sitting for Western to the PRM, Monaco, everybody is where they come. And they tell my Corey. He said, you know, I'm going to talk about Corey, my need. Don't be there to say that you can a civil over your meeting today. But because you cannot control the comment mentor. The line in the same comment here, the mentor. The job is okay. Kill our children to the forever, okay? To the division. Now, we say that party. The party to 3 years. What are you going to do? The party. The people that part of the United Party, that party. The party will do wrong. The official ask my for the United Party. He said the government. I want you to the die. And to the forever, go the former president or the former president.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
So much.
Thank you, Paco. We'll leave you. This person is on. We'll leave him from line 2. The lines are jamming tonight. You live.
Good evening.
Good evening. It's good to have you.
Yeah, my name is Jason. I'm calling from manager.
Go ahead.
So, firstly, let me appreciate Barrett for this discussion. For me, on the issue of the
happening for me. That was not on mind that it's more for president we have been trying to be good job or dedication. But I was very surprised. I want to appreciate the job or security team for that, for intelligent information about more president. Let me send a message to the opposition committee. The arrest made for the more president that was for independent investigation briefing by NSA and those joint or security, including the US embassy and other people involved in the one case. So they shouldn't be holding on the issue. Very common is head of the team, so they are doing their work to make sure that everyone part of this can be for the book. I want to appreciate the Justice Minister Hardy for this, and I want to appreciate the Parliament for this discussion.
Thank you. We'll leave you from line 1. This person is on. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. You live. Go ahead, you live.
Because everything has to be all fast. You know, one of the things they say, what the thing about you, so much, I want to always wrong with people. Those guys who tell the country and they might get a lot of calls and people will find a way of calling people. So some people play the fair, you are doing like this. You guys can look back at. But that's the thing, as usual, as the president said, some of all we do is that we will be there, and when the president says, we'll forget the place of the country and we'll forget the place of all the people that love the country. We all got that down for the country, and the former president is said, they will go and like they will publish, and like they will give her 2% to do to punish everybody that who has in the country. And I feel that some of what that, they will go and run over and some of that, they will never the country to go, on their corner.
Thank you. We'll leave you to more calls 0778665699. My good friend Sekou is from line 3. You live, Sekou. Your name. Let's hear you tonight.
So, let me tell you, thank you very much, my good friend Harry, Belly, and the panelists. As you said, my name is Sekou Bafi Fufana. Proud member of Related Party at the Club Bureau, and unapologetic supporter of the regime. I'm so happy today. If I see this happening, if you are like a father in my party, I'm rejoicing because my vote now going in. So look, Harry, we used to tell the people they just will hear before they probably become president. They say no. But you are seeing it today. What happened? Nobody doing out there is very educated. But in a mosque, the woman, the suspect, and party of interest, and child still value. If and now I want to something, somebody can invite me, tell the people in the country, we told the people, and now GMB, CB, that CB can finish. Now today we are working. Let people alone, I will tell you this. Before talking to them now, this boy, and I said they will need me to get for running business because the fire that will be on your back. Harry. So my voting for JMB, even if the court take my life today for JMB business, no problem. But nobody will maybe not to take JMB, not to vote for JMB. I don't know because they are 30 off, but that one me I say that one to be is real talk. You can't shit to me. You put your way in power for say there, nobody go after you. But all of that, they tell you, they tell you now, they will see what they do, and nobody can do nothing to me.
Thank you.
Nobody do harm to me. God created me, God will take my life, the time you want to take it.
Thank you, Sekou.
Take it and how you want to take it. So nobody will take our life. We will support GMB. For your brother, we are in power. We not have it.
Thank you, Sekou. We have to leave you this person.
Yeah, okay, I'm joining from this is something, to be precise, more important.
Go ahead, you live.
Yeah, okay, now let me be exact. Do you know that this woman, this former past president, was invited to Charles County to review this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then you know that Charles was a rebel leader in this country, right?
What's the point?
But now, to the point, this woman automatically, she's involved in the drug cartel. This woman is a big woman. She died in line with the former president, who is a Charles Gang Taylor, who brought war in this country and bring jobs in this country. And I know she had a clue and she got the idea of being a participant of this jobs issues. So now, let me just talk to this Liberian people, to our Liberian people. No, we shouldn't engage with into security, matter. This is an evidence against this woman. Let us wait and see how this case will go. If she be exonerated from this case, then of course we'll get a note from the competent court of education. But this country has a tendency by doing this, and at times do the whole other person to go into investigation, they will infuse in the investigation, and this is wrong. It is wrong. It is very wrong in this country. We shouldn't start this way. We are starting this, and we should stop this. It is wrong. If you don't tell this country nowhere, if you get scared of bad war, these people are involved in this thing. So let us wait and see who and who will be part and parcel of this just issue. Let us wait and see.
Thank you. We'll leave you this person. This person is on line 1. That's line 2. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. It's good to have you.
Thank you, Harris. My name is Noah Zawo Gibson. And I speak specifically from my district number 2, Japan Freeway, Jakarta. Patrick Dwalu, Blair, Honorable Pia, and Councilor Mine, you forgot something that I just want to flashback. I want to do a flashback again. For me, I'm a historian. I like to remember dates. Today, August 19th, is the exact date that the CDC launched their 2017 campaign. Today, August 19th, it was this date on that Saturday that they launched their campaign. And today is the same day that the vice standard bearer of that campaign at the time finds herself where she is currently. But I just want to conclude with the last quarter, the immediate last quarter. I don't want to use the word hate, because I'm a human being. God created all of us in His image and His likeness. But I'm one of those who hate the legacy, not the individuals, but the legacy of that name Taylor. That name Taylor, Taylor. It tells you the kind of name they are, the kind of character. Your husband was involved. He led the destruction of this country, getting the country to where it is. And see what you are being involved with. Yes. The Justice Minister and Attorney General have said, under the law, you are guilty. I mean, you are presumed innocent. But while we wait for your innocence until you are guilty, it is glaring with the kind of evidence or pieces of evidence the government has got, of very strong evidence. I trust the government that are in, very responsible government headed by a responsible, decent statesman, will not want to drag its character in the mud. So, though I'm not good to say you are guilty, but with the kind of strong pieces of evidence that some of us are aware of, I think good days are coming for Liberia. We must celebrate JMB. We know now why JMB presidency was being opposed. And this is why we must thank God. Patrick, want to thank all of you. Mo Ali, want to thank all of you who are our leaders, where we were complimenting your efforts that stood your grounds to bring this government today to power. It's not because some of us got a job, but the fact remains that today we are seeing unprecedented. Look, what is happening, it had never happened in this country before.
Okay.
And let me conclude on this. The president said on one of his trips when he returned to the country, he said there are things that never happened in this country that will happen. This is part of the thing that never happened that happened. Thank you.
Thank you. We have to leave you. Take this person from line 3. Samuel Kekula, you like the name you called. Let's see how you got. I want to say the name you called from when I've already identified your name.
Thank you, Harris. Let me say, we're giving to our panelists, we're giving to the Excellency President Walker. How you say, I'm executive member of the Military Party in the Legal Bureau. Very proud, somebody can wear my name. And I joined you for Broadway this evening. Let me appreciate all the panelists for their respected position when it comes to our country activities, when it comes to the national discussion. I think Liberia is rising again. There are a few questions to be asked. Where is the faithful senator or the NO community who, I think, although he political commentator? Where is our legal man who a political standing have conflicted his legal standing in the country? Where is the self-proclaimed FIFA president who stole money in the country that when they go on radio and make it as though there is nothing going on when it comes to foreign joy in the country? So I think Liberia is rising on the basis of putting everything in the play when it comes to system and policy. No, the minute say we cry for higher up. Name have been called, hair have been ruled, suspension, dismissal, investigation is going on. People not say certified. Today, we just try something and beat fish have been catch. People not say certified. They say, no, it's a wish home. Who do you want? We want to go heaven and go for Jesus Christ? I think the guys.
No, Jesus is not doing just now, so we can go ahead for Jesus.
So no, maybe Jesus will be only big face. Then we'll understand that I think there is very good engagement going on in the country that Joseph Boada and our administration is working because Poland believes we have expert and independent people who are part of the investigation.
Thank you. Thank you. We have to leave you, Samuel. This person is on. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. You live the name you called from where?
I'm calling from Principal Community Pastor from Royal Mandalay County.
It's good to have you.
Thank you very much for me. My issue is anybody that is not security personnel that wants to put to the security matter should be called for questioning. Like Kamara Kona from Apple County, who wrote that trash or in a post. He needs to be called like almost no. They need to be called for questioning. So these are the people that want to undermine the investigation. You tell me a statement. I want to know the difference between executive, legislature, and judiciary. So that I can explain the government. They always say the government. You are in government, you say the government. So where are you now? You are in the legislature, and not part of the government, the 3 branches of government. So this will need to be called for questioning.
Thank you.
The other issue is that our woman is brave. She was brave enough in January to an international criminal, child killer. So don't nobody take it for granted. Thank you.
Let's take 2 more calls.
We'll take at least 2 more calls and call it a night from this end. 0778 665 699 080561644 0776 293 620. This person, good evening.
Yes, good evening, James Morris Paraka, calling from Simple Bridge.
It's good to have you.
I want to say something on the show. I'm appealing to the government concerning our community in Bridge. The gap is there. The criminal rate is very high. They both look at you, choke you, do a lot of things to you. I'm begging the government and VA to renovate that place for us. Please.
Okay, thank you. We'll leave you. Take at least a quarter and call it a day. 077866 699. This person will be our last caller. You like the name you called from?
Hello, Garu. I just thank you to you. I really enjoyed the making my day. Yes. We came for him for many years to come. So thank you for the name.
Okay, thank you. Our very last caller from this end for tonight.
Thank you so much for our international caller. It's time for you to place your call. But in the meantime, we gotta listen to more music from back in the day. It is absolutely necessary.
Country, my own country. They're trying to track me down. For what? I don't know. Oh, Mr. Liarman, you know I didn't do the thing you say I do. Oh, Mr. Liarman. Joe Rastafari, King Selassie. Big up, oh, Mr.
Daria, I didn't do the thing you say I do.
My man. Now the original liar man.
I didn't do the thing
The
you say I
original
do.
liar man there. I want to let you guys know. Let me hear your calls from across the globe. Guarantee you're the first person here tonight. Yeah, you're live, Jerry.
Oh, I thought we wrap it on now.
All it needs Jerry Jean Dubley. Calling for West Springfield map. Some people tell you say where you're cooking. I mean say which one get profit. And listen to the someone VP she was all discussing about the trust baby.
And yeah, bye bye.
Which one? Let me make it clear to our people. Look, anybody that's talking something in the public, something on the scene. When you're cooking your which one get profit, anybody that go to check when you see the pole of music there. In the choir singing, that person go in front of the choir, start displaying all type of talent. You need to check that person character. My brother, congratulations to the entire security. You know, security man, your mother need to be running. The one good thing I noticed, the former VP never got the information. Any of the things she got the information, she wanted to escape. That's how they grab her.
Yeah.
So, my security people, you're taking your dream, assuming even when you don't trust our security people, that men will drop women.
Yeah.
So we get foreign national in a country that security people, if you don't trust our security people, you're carrying the problem to them.
Thank you.
Thank
you.
The country will improve.
Thank you. Yeah. What are we giving a more boo? What's it that money? All right, my man. We'll talk to you. Caller, you're live. All right. Caller, you're live. Your name and where you calling from? Okay, caller, you're not answering. Caller, you're live. Your name and where you calling from?
Hey, brother, this is Chris Smith from Thomas.
You're live, sir.
Yeah, why are we acting like this is true of this woman?
That one I true.
You remember during early days when they came to collect this guy from St. Patrick's, medical?
Yeah.
That was involving to this or money laundering something for the states and ran away from Liberia. And she was hiding him in the office. When they went there, she took her lap and hung it to the door, said they can't catch this man, was all on the news. Patrick can remember this story. It's not strange to anybody that says to someone love for money. She can keep anybody that got money, no matter who you are, no matter your history. Thank you, bro.
Thank you so much. We got another caller. Caller, you're live. Your name and where you calling from?
Yes, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing excellent. Thank you so much.
This is John Sabo. I'm calling from New York. The last time I called as an angry caller. Today I'm calling as a happy caller.
Glory to God.
Okay. So I want to make 3 points. I don't know if I have the point.
Yeah, today you make it all in 1 minute, you're good.
Yes, okay. The reason I'm happy is the way my government handled the whole situation that had to do with Joel Howard Taylor. The way they were able to, the level at which they were mature to keep it under control. That we didn't have to start fighting from rumors and other things, and they just blindsided everybody that boom.
Yeah.
I'm so happy that it happened that way. It shows more, maturity. It got people off track to start giving opinion and other things before it happened. That is my first point. The second point is the whole witch hunting I was talking about. Some of us we supported the government, even though we get frustrated and go against the government. But they have the opportunity. If they think they did well, the perfect thing to do is to convince the Liberian people come back to power and witch hunt our own government. It's simple. So I don't want people, fighting with them to say this, you're not coming back. This is why you are angry. And my third point is about the lady herself. I mean, I don't think she's the person on the steering, bringing drugs from everywhere and bringing it to Liberia. I just believe Joel Howard, with all the education and eloquent and everything, she just make poor decisions, especially how she get around, how she make friends. I don't want to go into her personal life, but outside of political friends and family, when you look at Joel Howard friends, personal friends, they are all connected somehow to criminals.
Thank you.
Or something like that. But
Thank you.
That's my 3 point there. But thanks.
Thank you.
I'm happy.
Yes.
Let's keep
No, we are all happy. Liberia is headed in the right direction, and this is what we all want. Color, the number is here. Give us a call. Mr. Brunel, you were just calling. A few calls just came through, but the guy was on live. Let's take a couple more calls here, a few more calls here on you guys, on whatever is transpiring in the country. Any recommendations where you want to see more from the president himself? Caller, you're live. Your name and where you calling from?
Yeah, Mr. Dwallo, how you doing, man?
How you doing, sir?
I'm from Dallas.
Yes.
It's so sad I am. Actually, I'm so much disappointed in Vice President Joel Howard Taylor. I mean, I'm not surprised if they were in that president. We have a president, Vice President Taylor.
Yeah.
So finally, she was a part of the campaign. But at the end of the day, taking sides and talking against the government and the whole thing, I'm just so discouraged, honestly.
Yeah.
But I don't know, but let the government do their job. And I want to say to Akaras Gray and the other, when government is trying to do their job, please stop. You don't find those things in America. People like that, but you'll be handcuffed 1 minute.
1 minute. Pepper spray and handcuff.
Yeah, you go into the police station, but disturbing, doing this, doing. When you get in the right of people going there, and what we're even talking about here is drugs. We're talking about drugs. We are not even just talking about anything small. Then you go into the police station, but you want to disturb, you want to do this, you want to do that. But just as our president said, whoever do it will lead to, let the government see to it that those people are arrested and Liberia will be free from drugs. I want to say thanks to all of the panelists and also for the council. Thank you for explaining the law. I mean, but you really are explaining the law. Thank you.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you, brother. Caller, you're live. Your name and where you calling from. We'll take this call and 2 more calls. We'll call you at night. Caller, you're live.
Thank you, Mr. Gordon.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I just want to let everyone know we all are criminal. Never stop until they are being caught.
Absolutely.
So everyone who believes in criminal activity, just remember one day you'll be caught.
Facts.
I know that for sure. When people believe in criminal activities and don't respect, because when you believe in criminal activity, you don't respect other people's privacy or their growth or whatever. So you just believe in yourself to get rich and rich. That woman, there's people in my life I know, leader or who are even friends. I feel that sometimes I don't just like them. And those kind of people, I found out that one day they are people who don't love themselves or love other people. They just love themselves for what. That lady, when you say that, oh yeah, we're not making more money when you're in the Senate.
I remember.
I just, even like, bro, my daughters are crazy her. I just got annoyed with her. You know? See, so I just tell you, everyone, you can't think, even your wife or whoever you cheating or your wife cheating on you, because you feel that the next person doing the person stupid.
Yeah.
So you keep doing it until you caught.
Yes.
So she will be caught, and most of them will be caught. We pray to God.
Amen.
You can't punish all of this.
Yeah. You don't punish her 15 times.
Best life ever lived. No. Because of condition, that's why some I'd rather be on compound and be free than be here.
Hey, my brother. Okay.
Thank you, my
brother. And this woman, she's been First Lady of our Republic. I think she was Deputy Central Bank Governor of our Republic. She became Senator, I believe, for close to 18 consecutive years in our country. And she was Vice President in the very highest echelon of our government. She served there. She owed Liberia so much. But yet and still, it's the same Liberia we push to destroy. Let's take a final caller here for the night. Caller, you're live. Your name and where you calling from? Hello, caller. You're live. Okay, the caller dropped. So we're going to call out tonight. But before we go to the closing tonight, Patrick, I apologize. Let's make sure we sing small song, my brother.
In my own country, they trying to track me down.
Trying to track me down.
For what? I don't know.
Oh, Mr. Liar Man.
You know I didn't do the thing you say I do.
Oh, Mr. Liar Man.
Sure.
Rastafari. King Selassie.
Big up.
Oh, Mr. Liar Man. Oh, Mr. Liar Man. Oh, Mr. Liar Man. Oh, Mr. Liar Man.
You know I didn't do the thing you say I do.
Oh, Mr. Liar Man.
Oh, liar man, you know, liar man, you know, I didn't do those things.
LRB, Labra, move forward. Take him.
I go English,
You beat it. I go English. Very good English. Budget.
I didn't do things you say I do. I go English,
That's very good English. The big shout out to Zazakawa, man.
Well, man, we endure a lot, man. We endure a lot. But let me just close up by saying I was scrolling on Facebook and I bumped into a post from a hardcore sedition who was saying, "Oh, so I agree, Gregory Como. In fact, President Puaka, your legacy is on the line." Gregory Como. So somebody came on the post and say, "Let's finish with it, Joao Taylor team for." You know, you can see that you can clearly see their target. So and the cartel knows that the cartel wants to fight back. So you can clearly see their target. They want after Gregory Como, Michaud, Gregory Como. Let's finish with what we're doing here for. They want the American, the international investigators, along with our joint security, finding evidence on probable cause for liability that the one now we want to deal with. Let me just say that today was a very good day for not only the joint security but for our country. This was unprecedented. As I said from the onset of the show, in Sierra Leone, a former vice president was picked up in connection with corruption charges of corruption, Victor Fo in 2018. In Liberia, we haven't had this happen, not in a long while. So the audacity from the joint security makes me have some hope that no one is actually above the law. We always say that the very people who say it, once they are caught in this, then they run to political shelters and start saying, okay, the politics of it, the political party, the opposition political, come on. So nobody should be held liable for anything once you find yourself in any political party, right? Once you find yourself in any political party, you should not be held liable. That's the thought pattern of some people. But this is a very serious thing. It's transnational, and President Boakai has made a commitment not only to Liberians, but to the whole world when he stood up there and said that no stone will be left unturned, that there will be no sacred cows. And he's ensuring that what he said comes to pass. We need to give him a pat on the back. We don't know whether we'll have a next leader like that. We have this leader now who's doing all he can to straighten up the society. At one end, you see the War Crimes Code. He signed the War Crimes Code. He set up the War Crimes Code. The bill is currently before the legislature to be enacted, to be passed, formally establishing the War and Economic Crimes Code. So it's left the executive. It's currently before the legislature. That's political will. That's the audacity we seek. You come on the other side of corruption. He's taking action against his own people. They're in court. Some current government officials are in court. The former LTA chairperson went to court. The Bureau of State Enterprises, the head of Bureau, is in court. And other people are in court, current government officials. We haven't seen that in a long while. Previous government officials, this government ran and won on the mantra of change, rescue. This is rescue. When you look at the entrenched cartel of drugs in our country and how these people profited, some of the people who arguing for them, if you go and look into these people bank accounts, you go and, because not only that they charge them for drug trafficking, but also money laundering. In order to be able to charge somebody and have evidence for money laundering, you see the traces. You see the traces into the accounts. So you are arguing here, beating chest because the person finds himself or herself in your political party. Have you seen the person's account? You go see the account, 500,000, 1 million. The other one enter in the account on the. You don't even know what happened, but they're arguing, stretching vain. So we gave it out to the security. I understand this evening, and I'm hearing that another arrest was made or would be made or was made. We look forward to hearing some real good news tomorrow. Thank you very much. Have a blessed night.
Well, I'm making all the G's now.
I'm saying I'm hearing. And at the G's, everybody will keep it.
But get all the other G's. Get all the G's. I won't get my man. Get all the G's. But I you
know, I didn't do the things you say I do.
I mean, you get me all the G's that when you did hear when you yell.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's go. Hey, Mohammed, let hear from you or Council of Mount, either one of you guys.
No, let me close. They patrolmen are some kind of man. If they can tease all here with information and he can't run away. Anyway, you know, I want to say that firstly, we have confidence in the integrity of the investigation, and that those who are trying to derail the process under the pretense that they want to dismantle cartel, I believe that the investigation should not give them any credence. If your pieces of evidence are rock solid, submit them. This whole thing about running away, you want public evidence, you want to do this, you want to do that, it's not going to help. And when you see some people, oh yeah, Gregory resigned. Yeah, Gregory resigned. Gregory not resigning. Nowhere. You want Gregory to resign? Go bring your evidence. You carry to DEA, carry to NSA. DEA has a very credible leadership now. I trust the people.
Carry to the Americans.
Exactly. Carry to the Americans. The DEA, the American DEA, the FBI, the Homeland. They're not. Nobody here will bribe them. Nobody here coming to do. So carry to them.
Got money to bribe them for it.
They run it to Facebook whole day with your own evidence. That Facebook thing will not run in there. On one on Facebook will go there with fuel. Or okay, for there. Everybody able to get. Look, if Ambrose bought a car, Ambrose got to register his car.
Simple thing.
But for me, the one thing that not making sense, somebody was telling me, oh, the cartel bribed Gregory. Gregory took the money and bought car for police. So I explained it to one guy, the person said, but then Gregory is a patriotic criminal. Take the cartel money.
Patriotic criminal.
The cartel gave money, he bought car for the police, they go catch the cartel people.
He take the money, he bought car for the police. He said, hey man, thank you.
Cartel.
The money you give, or we not get car, so I will use the money, buy some car for the police, and we'll use that car and can arrest you.
Catch you.
So Gregory must be a very patriotic criminal. You know, on a serious note, what people are calling investigative journalism here is nothing close to being investigative. You know, you are bringing information that the police have. You're bringing information that the investigation team has. These people have got all of this information from the time the drug team started up to today.
Oh, I tell you, I say the people are leaking the thing. Why can't investigative journalism?
So there are people in the security sector who were compromised and leaking information. And the reason why we're all getting versed, why the people not talking this and that, is because they can't call certain names, especially, say for example, Moali was implicated. and morally decides to talk, but because the whole thing involves cartel based, then we all know how the cartel thing can be. By the time you go call money and say, you know, I'm not talking, because when these people, the person they hate more is the person that snitches on them.
Mm-hmm.
Your own sentence that death,
Yeah.
death by punishment. They will be punishing you until you die. So we should give these people chance. If there is a reason to doubt them, if the evidence you want to put against them is sufficient enough, they will definitely go. I know GMB will not take side with them. But if you don't have that, then shut up and give chance to the people to do their investigation. Or else we believe that every time they want to make progress and you come do these things, some of us are inclined to believe that it is the very cartel you are pretending to fight, is that is cartel bribing you to keep derailing the progress of the investigation. Now, lastly, to my colleagues in the without in the but to my fellow Liberians who are in the CDC and other places. When they were arresting people from government, you were very happy. They arrest one of you, you say that which one is a sad day for Liberia. They're trying to divert from the real issue. There is no sad day for this country on today. Today was a very happy day for this country.
No more. I beg you. Let me just call you. You reminded me of my former boss, the former Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. She just said and said when the people come to court, when they win the cases, they say this is a good day for Liberia justices. Now when they lose the case, this is a sad day for Liberia. What kind of sad day?
Go away. Go away. More. Before you run away, I got one question for you. Well, how do you respond to somebody who say, "But Mr. Tualu, somebody told me the cartel money, that free money, that plenty of money. Why would not anybody not take that money?" More.
Well, when you take it, we'll choke you.
That the prior there.
That you will come
Councilor
answer one time. Look, Tualu, let me see. Will I come back?
Will you hear the question?
You know.
No, I didn't get you. I was switching to a better
I want for
internet.
more to hear the question, Councilor Ma. Some people say Tualu, the cartel money, that free money, the money, plenty, the people can give it to you. Choco in barely give it to you. Why would anybody refuse that kind of money?
Because when they get you, the consequence.
My sister, ask Fatima every year because when I come on the show, one day she can be calling my phone. You can't be speaking to me. I'm speaking to you, Fatima. Don't be where are you? But look, Kalu, let me continue where Mo left off. You know, it's funny that people sit down. You know, when people sit down, you know, you can try to make yourself. Let me put it away. You try to make yourself FIFA when things not going your way. You make yourself FIFA. And I have started to read and see people who say they are very, very schooled, very, very educated, and they're trying to now rationalize and simplify this serious matter. I don't know to make themselves feel fun to say they say Madam Joya Taylor because the investigation say she recommended somebody for passport. That's the reason why they arrested her and they charging her. You know, and then I wonder, I see the people who can be talking. I mean, the people reading the dinner, they listen to themselves. Are they sound? But serious offenses that are not bailable under our law, especially under the drug law. They charge somebody with it. Then you make it seem that say, oh, that because they recommend them somebody for passport. Somebody will charge somebody under the drug law with a non-bailable offense just because they recommended somebody for passport. You really believe that? Have you read the statement issued by the Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Republic of Liberia? Have anybody seen the charges that they have put against this woman? And as the minister said, it is up to them, the government, to prove, and they have their evidence. But she remains innocent, as the law will dictate, until proven guilty. But have you seen the magnitude of the charges? Do you know that Madam Joa Howard Taylor
And I am confident that she will be in prison until this matter is ended from the Supreme Court of Liberia. Do you know that? And if she is found guilty, may spend pretty close to 20, 30 years in prison at her age. Do they understand the magnitude of somebody putting that kind of charge? And people think that it is just mere witch hunt? That the government got no evidence or nothing, is just because of a mere passport? Are these people serious?
No.
Are these people serious? Or, so why were they crying all along that there's no way that drugs of that quantity can come into a country when senior government officials are not involved?
Practically impossible.
So when $100 million drug came into this country in 2022, were there senior government officials involved?
Absolutely.
Were there security persons involved? Because not a single security person was questioned.
That's right.
Not a single senior government official was questioned. All the report said is that when they were trying to question certain people who imported the containers, the government people told them, say, your little people there. That way it ended. That the people who they brought, they say they came here to buy the container, that the people they say they arrested. So the question I ask is, if your logic is that it is not possible for such quantity of drug to enter Liberia without any senior person being linked or arrested or knowing about it, when it entered during your turn, who were the senior government officials that knew about it? Who were the security people that were compromised to let the $100 million enter the country, drugs enter the country?
Exactly.
And so when they start to unravel, and I'm not saying in anything that they may not find, even in this government, because like everybody rightly said, Walu, that drug money.
It's drug money. It's easy money. Plenty.
And Liberians love to flex. Liberians, we love to live above our income. We love to show that we are way up there. We love all this flamboyant life, the things that we cannot even afford. And many of us who were born in poverty, that us one show today that for all of a recession, we become rich people. So it's possible, it's easy. But until that evidence leads to them and it catches them, those who are being caught and arrested are the people we'll be looking up to today. And I believe, and I will not be surprised if we hear tomorrow that the deputy director of the NSA in the last administration is arrested and charged. Because today, from the tone of the Minister of Justice, I don't believe if they didn't have credible information that they will haul him in for questioning. Because he said today, the former deputy director of the NSA has been brought into the police for questioning. And I will not be surprised tomorrow if we hear that he's being charged. The former director, I said in the government, in the CDC government, the deputy for the NSA has been called today and brought in for questioning on the same drug matter. And the justice minister said it today. Look, so we all cry. The same madam was on the radio. Then why are we arresting Peach Billity? Why are we arresting this person? They were all crying that the government doing nothing. Somebody say a thief is not a thief until you are arrested. They get pastors, people who hold it still in front of the pulpit. They pick up, they're holding Bible. Look, what I say, maybe that because of Jesus Christ, that's why God changed. Because in the Old Testament, so only certain people, the way God we are in the Old Testament, you hear that thunder, somebody will slap that person, will fall and ready to die. The way people can play with God.
Oh yeah.
The Old Testament, God used to strike people for looking at things. But he say, Jesus Christ, let me die for all the things that people do. Let me die for it.
Mediation.
Yeah. Don't be striking people like that again. Don't be killing people like that. So people have the audacity. My people, you can't put your neck down on the line for anybody else. And like the Minister of Information said, all you need to say, if my person is involved, I say, well, That's what the government says. I could still believe in my person's innocence because he's innocent of the proven guilty, and we look forward to a just and a fair trial. But to get up and start making also excuses and this and that and this and the person not there because they say they're going back, and they will go back to Alu. They will go back. And today is another big step in the fight against this drug. I believe that with the support of our international partner, I know that the Interpol Red Alert will go out for those foreign nationals who are also named today, being charged in Liberia, those Croatian and Russian people and whatever the other
Ukrainians, I think Ukrainians as well. Yeah, Croatians and Ukrainians. Yeah.
They are the kingpins who established this thing in the end. They will, I'm sure international alert will go, they will hunt them wherever they find them. They will know that they are wanted in Liberia. And I can rest assured and I am positive that because of the link to these drugs going to Europe and America,
they will be on them.
Rest then one of those countries will send them for prosecution. But I will hope that they bring them to Liberia so they can taste Liberia prosecution and go into our prison, because that is here they came.
They committed the crime.
So on that note, Dwalu, let me just say thanks, kudos to the Joint Security Investigation Team. And I think those who are thinking that it is Gregory Coleman one-man show that he carrying on, so you are thinking that when you bring propaganda against Gregory and even the president decided to move in that the investigation that look, a man dropping, man waking up, man moving, man falling.
Very simple. Very simple.
I can say man dropping, man moving.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man dropping, man moving. Yeah,
dropping, man moving. Even tomorrow, if you are getting a concrete evidence against Gregory, he dropped the investigation moving.
It's not going to stop the investigation.
It's not going to stop anything. So all that you think you can target people, and it will bring this investigation to nonsense. It will not happen. It will not happen.
But the investigation is being done by institutions, so you cannot resolve the institution.
It is not an individual.
Exactly.
Gregory is just there as a spokesman because he's the head. He's the police. You know, by law. You understand? By law, you can have the joint security. But matters like these, by law, it is the national police that is the statutory body. So the NSA and all the other people will give in their support. So the joint security now, he is there as the police director. But that doesn't mean that he is the one calling the shot, because he has no power more greater than the NSA director. He has no power greater than the LDEA director. He has no power greater than the immigration boss. All right? But everybody cannot be the head. So if you see that, it will tell you that Gregory Coleman is the head of the Joint Investigation Team. The Minister of Justice oversees all the work, and the president is the chair of the National Security Council. And so this is not a small joke.
It's a massive deal. Yeah.
You know, people should sit there, and I know tomorrow it will run from Bon County being witch hunted to all those things. But
all kind of nonsense.
We will accept it. If you believe that, and they go to court and she's found guilty, and you believe that, because you found guilty and tomorrow Bon County will not vote again in election.
No, Bon County don't get it.
Exactly. I don't think the people are like that.
There's no monolith in Liberia anymore. People will vote
based on what everything to be good.
Correct.
So Dwalu, thank you for your good work. And again, I wish you a very, very wonderful evening. And to all of our followers, thank you for being here always. And thank you for sharing and being with us.
Thank you, Councilor Man. Right here, I did play a Kara's great video. If I did play, it's about 18 seconds long.
Hey, what?
Pushing. Though somebody said I did not play a Kara's great video today. You know, people here run to the police station. Watch it for yourself. Outside
the gate of the Liberia National Police.
See it for yourself. And in fact, before I close, let me draw our president small before I close today. You know, I ain't no time. Balata, former president, we are cha. Y'all know how he used to be. Look, let me tell you something. We are on another pedestal. Liberia is being elevated to another level. Some people may not see this. They think this is about them individually. Like I've always said on this platform, we must always recognize that Liberia is far greater than any one individual, irrespective of the position that you may have held in the country before. If we're going to up this democracy, if we're going to develop this democracy, if we're going to elevate this country to a level that we're going to give it to our children in a better position than we met it, the law must guide the process in Liberia. The process cannot be guided based on who know you. For far too long, who know you has been the mantra in Liberia. It's never worked. Every single time somebody murders somebody rips somebody's child, somebody steals millions of dollars from the state coffer, it goes to court, it becomes who know you. Hey, Seba, how you doing, mama? It becomes who know you. Every single time we try to elevate the country, somebody will say, because Dwaluda Gula Peda man, they targeting the Peda people, and the person coil and does not do their job. Every single time somebody from Nima County does something, the law tries to go after that individual. People say, oh, they're targeting the people from Nima County. That must stop. Every time a Bassa man does something, they go after the Bassa man. They say, oh, they're targeting the Bassa people. That has to stop. The society cannot develop if the law is not the measure by which a man is measured in our society. We must measure a man based on his characteristics, based on whether or not he's living within the confines of the law, based on whether or not he's following the guidelines of our society. It doesn't matter. Even tomorrow, if the investigation leads to President Weah's doorstep, I want you to understand he's a private citizen. He's no greater than you and I today in terms of our citizenship. Yes, he's a privileged citizen because he was president of our republic, but as it stands, the law has to be applied to him as though it were being applied to Dwalu as well. So if it leads to President Weah's doorstep tomorrow, he too will be arrested. He too will be taken to the court, and he too will be tried, not because he's wish hunting anybody, or not because he's a political actor in our society. Being a political actor does not give you carte blanche permission to break the law in our society and believe you cannot be touched because our B-man. This big manism in Liberia must be squashed. If this society is going to grow, we must squash it because it's not helping anybody. Malanjua Hawatera will have a day in court. Most of our people that were murdered during the war did not get a day in court. She will have her day in court. And if she's exonerated, I would have no qualms about it because she's going through the court process legally and legitimately, obviously without any jury tampering of any kind, if she's exonerated. But here's the thing that will happen in Liberia. A new standard is being set by this country by President Bouakai. Whether President Bouakai is thinking about it at this moment, but I'm sure he's fully aware of it. He's setting the legacy. A new standard is being set in the country. And that standard says there are guidelines to living in Liberia, and we have the law. If you go outside the confines of the law, there are consequences associated with that. It doesn't matter whether you're a Freemason. It doesn't matter whether you went to the Poor Society or the Sandy Bush. Your connection or you belong to what's the other group in Liberia, the Methodist Church or the Catholic Church, they have their thing with women. Auxiliary groups that are associated with the Freemasons. It doesn't matter who you are. You must go before a judge in a 10, 15, 12-man jury. And then you must be exonerated. We must discourage these behaviors in our society. A man cannot wake up tomorrow morning and did not have a pot to piss in. All of a sudden, he becomes a multi-millionaire. Let me tell you why that is extremely dangerous. It is extremely dangerous because a man has not raising his intellect to the level of being in a socioeconomic position where he fully understands the gravity or the essence of money and how to guard that money because he or she has not earned that money properly. It's the same kind of man that will go on a beer table and just say, oh, yeah, take 10 BA on me because he has not earned that money. What we do to Liberia doesn't just harm Liberia. Liberia remains always. You cannot break Liberia despite what you may think. You're going to break the people in Liberia. Liberia will be here for the next 1 million years. You cannot break Liberia. What you're doing is destroying yourself. One man take a whole district money for clean water or for sewage system. He eats that money. He's arrested. The very people he shares the money with will say, oh, but the man want to steal. President Boyka says, no more. No more. That man must account for his deeds. He must be consequenced. He must be discouraged. If it left with me, I don't know how Liberia law works. If a man is convicted in that fashion, he or she should not be allowed under any circumstance to ever serve in a public office ever again in his life. This is what is done in most countries. If you steal from government and you are convicted of that crime, you should not be allowed under any circumstance ever again to serve in a public office, including becoming a middleman or becoming the least civil servant. You cannot serve in government because you cannot be trusted. No society has ever grown with being pitiful. You must be heavy-handed against men and women that decide to break the state. The very actions of those very men that decided to break the state, we must ostracize them because this is what our ancestors did. If you went to any village in Liberia, any village, any county you pick, back in the olden days, if you did something so heinous, something so egregious against that society, they ostracize you. You could no longer go back to your father's village. You were ostracized because you could not become a part of that society. You were bad for that society. We should employ similar measure against men and women that simply come to government to enrich themselves at the expense of our children. Manager Howard Taylor will go to the courts and she will stand before a judge and possibly a jury. She will be she will be presented, she will be tried, and then whatever verdict comes out, Liberia is getting better. And I'm pretty sure Manager Howard Taylor understands this. This should be the new order in Liberia. This is the new standard that President Boyka is setting for this country. I want President Boyka to entrench this new institution, this new approach to institutionalization of all our agencies to the point where it doesn't matter who comes to power in the future, they can no longer uproot it because it is working for our society. And I want to say this directly to a few, the 5%ers who believe that this country will ever be given again to a man like President Weah. I'm not saying this because I just want to say this. I'm saying this because every single Liberian now understands and sees what good government looks like. They've seen what good governance looks like. So they say, you know what, wrong? Let's compare and contrast. Even if you don't continue with President Boyka, is this the kind of man that you want to go with? Not a single rational Liberian who was not a direct beneficiary of this stealing that happened under the Weah administration will ever think this neophyte, this bottom feeder, this man that can barely function above 6th grade level will ever again be given a chance to govern this country. Ever again. We say no, ever again. We will never take the future of our children and give it to a man ever again. If I were president, we have all the money you've stolen, you got presidential immunity, I would recommend to you to go and take your money and continue to go around, be playing freetown ball all over Ghana. Because of what he's doing, we'll be playing freetown ball all over Ghana. That's what you love to do. The presidency is for serious people because the future of this country, the future of our children depend entirely on the decisions being made by any executive officer that occupy the executive mansion. We can no longer risk the future of Liberia to men such as those. Go ahead and dance the buka, do whatever you want. But when it comes to the presidency, there is not a single county in Liberia now that means well for their county that will ever again look to this man that is not fit to become a widow market chairman to ever govern this country again. Once again, man, to all you guys that are continuing to elevate Liberia, a new day is dawn in Liberia. Be many will be held responsible for their actions. This is what we want for our society. No more will you say, do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? Do you know who my pa is? We don't want that anymore. I want to judge a man based on his character. The content of his character, as explained by Dr. King. The very content of his character, that's what I want to judge a man by. I don't want to judge a man because of proximity to some corrupt official or because who he went to school with, etc., etc. If we are going to grow this society, We must grow this society on meritocracy. The issue of mediocrity must be set aside entirely. It must be straight meritocracy so we can grow a society that will be second to none globally. We cannot do that with semi-illiterate, vainglorious individuals. The former president, we are no more this country. Once again, Major, thank you so much for joining me, and thank you for sticking around to the end. Have a great day, though. God willing, see you guys tomorrow.
Yeah, liberate developing. This is the Class Reloaded, the #1 online show that brings the truth. Showcasing JNB and JKK progress all across the country.
The Class Reloaded, we are online every day. Showcasing progress, the Liberian way.
Well,
JMB and JKK, they're making the way. The Class Reloaded, we're shining today.
From Monrovia City to the other counties, development talk shake the country. We talk the truth, we don't lie. The rescue mission making people smile. Roads getting better, schools better, electricity stable, no more hoping. We see the change, we see the light. Unity Party doing things right. Who talk the facts?
The Class Reloaded.
Who bring the vibe?
The Class Reloaded.
Support development.
The Class Reloaded.
Who better arise again?
Oh yes we can.
Who talk the facts?
The Class Reloaded.
Who bring the vibe?
The Class Reloaded.
Support development.
The Class Reloaded.
Who better arise again?
Oh yes we can. The Class Reloaded, we are online every day.
Every day.
Showcasing progress, the Liberian way.
Well, JMB and JKK, they're making the way. The Class Reloaded, we shining today. Turn up the sound, let the people dance. Liberia progress, we get the chance. No fake news, we bring the proof. The Class Reloaded, always in the booth. From social media to the street corner, everybody talking about the new order. Respect to the host, they keeping it real.